We have two guests today. One of them is Stella. Say hi, Stella. And the other is Clown of Babylon, whose name I won't mention. And yes, apparently, Christmas is on January 8th.
Oh, really?
Well, according to the cops.
Does anyone?
Andrew's a cop.
Oh,
I'm not a cop.
is he a member of the police union too?
Haha.
Haha, didn't.
Don says hi.
Hi, Don.
Swedish meatballs have been eaten. Presents opened. Husband is watching a World War II documentary. Stepdaughter shopping online. Family Christmas. Forgot to get a present for the dog and she noticed.
Wow.
Dogs will do that. Yeah.
You eat Swedish meatballs on Christmas Eve?
Is that a thing?
I don't know. Maybe for a Swede.
I'm not Swedish. Do I know how to make latkes? A little. I mean, latkes are easy to make. But
What's the traditional Persian Hanukkah food? Is it the donuts like all the other Sephardim, or?
this is the thing. Like, eating, like, okay. Hanukkah has been a very, very minor holiday for thousands of years. And in Iran, I don't think we even bothered with it.
Oh, even to like celebrate anything else, it was just like a holiday, like
It was just, yeah, it's like the people who lit candles. I mean, I remember being in Israel 25 years ago, and there was basically nobody doing anything other than just lighting candles.
yeah.
You lit candles and that was it. And it's like, okay, it's over. Like, it's a tiny, tiny holiday.
It's a rabbinic holiday too, so it's not even like.
Yeah, it's literally apocryphal. Literally.
Literally in the Apocrypha.
Literally.
I'm like the animal whisperer today. I'm like a Disney princess, man.
Yeah, the animals love you. They must know you're allergic.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so funny. Shadows finally going up to Stella.
So Dawn said that she only eats Swedish meatballs because she's tired of dry turkey and ham.
Well, don't make dry turkey.
I think
That's easily solved.
Yes, well, I think you have to cook the breast and the dark meat separately if you want that.
Deep fried turkey. Deep fried turkey. There's nothing that beats deep frying the turkey.
That's a very American thing to say.
Yeah.
This doesn't taste good. Let's just dump it in oil.
I'm wondering why Stella's sitting there.
I think she wants to be pet. She was like sitting her head on.
She does
my leg.
constantly want to be pet. She does demand being pet constantly.
I think Stella needs an
I
emotional
should
support dog.
probably. Yeah. Actually, I mean, Stella and Happy get along pretty well. Stella and Shadow get along pretty well.
Mm-hmm. She's a very affable dog.
Yeah. Although she keeps on getting into Shadow's litter, that's why I had to like hide the litter.
Oh, are you eating poop, Stella? Is that what's happening?
Cat poop is apparently very, very
A delicious treat.
Yes.
A doggy donut.
Apparently. Don't eat cat poop. It's not good for you. Nobody's joining.
And usually you sit for like 20 minutes alone and sad before people join on your stream. So
Dawn says Tootsie Rolls for dogs, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Have you ever tried walking a dog on a horse trail?
No.
You have to be pretty good to You have to be pretty good to keep your dog from
Gorging itself.
gorge. Yeah, dogs on horse like so. Dogs are naturally scavengers,
I guess so.
and
Don't scavenge for that.
horse poop is more nutritious than most things dogs find out around.
Hello.
Ooh, Sandy. Hey, Sandy.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. I
Garth
got
is
wished
spending
Merry. What's that?
Christmas. Garth is spending Christmas at his in-laws. Wish him luck. What were you saying?
Oh, just I was surprised how many Merry Christmas wishes I got at work from people because that used to not be so much of a thing.
Well, I have no idea why all the animals are like, this is Elijah's night.
Wait. I got to turn the screen so I can see better. Hello.
So are apple flapping like apple pancakes?
No, donuts.
Donuts. Okay. And then
Yeah.
what is something ball? Ollie
Ollie
bowling?
bowling.
What are they?
Similar oil balls, like like donut holes dropped into hot oil and rolled in icing sugar.
Okay. Oil balls and apple donuts.
Yeah, but that's New Year's. My ex used to do turkey. It was the most amazing turkey ever. He had a good friend who was a butcher and taught him how to debone the turkey. Turkey soup would be ready before the meal was finished, so you could have that while waiting for the turkey to cook. And because it was deboned, he would make stuffing, bread stuffing, in the huge mixing bowl I used to work the 6 loaves of bread at once. My mother-in-law taught me because it was that big. And then he would have me cram it in and hold on to the edges while he sewed the turkey back together.
All right.
Yep.
Very nice.
Actually, it was.
I know that there's a thing where people like debone the turkeys and then they like roll them up. Now
Really?
it's like Kenji Lopez alt recipe. He made it like 5-6 years ago, I think.
Oh, what do you call it when you take the back off of of poultry before spatchcock?
Yeah.
Yeah, so spatchcocking is apparently a good way of making more flavorful poultry.
Big fan of spatchcock, says Colonimus.
Colonimus, you must be the strangest Satmar. I mean, other than so Rabbi Dweck, who is a rabbi here in Los Angeles, which
Rabbi Dweck?
Yeah, exactly. Dweck is a very common Syrian name, especially for Jews, and so there's a Rabbi Dweck here in Los Angeles who, I don't know if he's still in Los Angeles, but I used to go to his synagogue all the time, and he was very close to the Satmar Rav. But he was Syrian, so there are so many Dwecks, but
kind of like which Rabbi Rosenberg, you know?
Well, this is Rabbi Ezra Dweck, and I think in in Satmar circles. You might know him more, but he's Sephardic, but Satmar Sephardic,
Oh wow.
and which was perfect for me because I was like
Like the combination of East and West.
combination of Sephardic and Hasidic, perfect.
I have a weird question for you.
Mhm.
Is the last name Dweck in any way related to Dueck?
To what?
Okay, so I had. They hit 100 by the time they died. But anyways, I had some Russian Mennonite friends here whose last name is spelled Dueck.
Maybe, I don't know.
Because I'm like, that would be weird.
Let's see where the name Dweck comes from. Dweck, Dweck, or Douek,
Okay.
is a Sephardic Jewish surname meaning cockerel or
Interesting.
long-necked earthenware jug. Many of its bearers belong to a Kohenitic family originating in Aleppo, Syria.
Hmm.
Yeah,
What are they called? Halebis?
Halabis.
Halabi, there you go.
I think so. Something like that.
The other one is Shammai or something like that.
And they are coins.
I'm sorry. Didn't mean to kick you.
My name is Colonimus Eliezer, named after the Rav, I'm guessing, of Buenos Aires, Argentina. His Karila was all Sephardim. I think maybe even Persian. They still have a shul in Williamsburg.
Well,
Yeah.
if he's Sephardic, it would make sense that it'd be Rob, right? Because the Syrians don't differentiate.
Oh, Rob. Yeah, they say Rob.
Yep.
They do say Rob.
Okay. I'm looking up Dueck. It says German origin became common in Russia, but this other site I'm reading says that there are indicators that the name Dueck may be of Jewish origin, emanating from Jewish communities of Spain and Portugal.
Well, it could be possible, right?
Interesting.
They could have gone to Syria and then moved north for the Ottomans, you know?
I don't know.
Continued history of the Middle East taking over the world in slow, small movements.
Well, I mean, there's a reason why it's called the Middle East, because it is kind of like the middle of all of civilization.
Yep.
Maybe. But the Chinese call themselves the middle country. So I think they're the middle of civilization, according to themselves.
Well, everyone according to themselves, but the fact is the Jews won. We rule the world.
I don't know.
A lot of people do suggest that Eden and all of the major starting points did emanate from there, or originate, I mean.
I think the Chinese are older.
The Chinese can claim they're older.
Yeah.
But we're right.
I don't know. There are a lot more Chinese people than Jewish people.
For now.
Yeah, boy. It's okay. With the one-child policy, they'll be down to 500,000 in... How many years is that? 200, 300?
We play the long game.
Oh, okay. Do you get tomorrow off, Sandy?
I have 4 days off.
4 whole days?
I do. But next week is crazy. But I have today right through Friday off.
Wow, very nice.
Jacob's going to make me cook turkey and all the, not turkey. No, there's only.
No, I'm not. Means her son.
I do mean my son. There's only 2 of us here. But he's going to make me cook chicken and potatoes and stuffing and all the things I haven't made in ages. So And if we survive that tomorrow, then hopefully Thursday's a little more relaxing. And then by 4:30, we're going to head down to menorah lighting in Guelph. So they do an
Yeah,
annual
my
one.
rabbi's like, "Are you gonna have a menorah lighting?"
You
This
said
is a
so.
very big menorah. It's in Town Square.
Probably by the local Chabad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who else lights public menorahs?
Pretty much.
yeah.
Also, yeah.
Actually, Ontario is a pretty big Chabad town. Rabbi Wagner is actually from Ontario. He grew up there.
Wow. Is he
Are
related
you
to the famous
speaking of?
Which famous one?
the German opera?
No. Wagner? No.
So my Ontario or your Ontario? You said
Your
so, that's why I'm
Ontario.
curious.
Your Ontario. No, our Ontario, we forget exists. Like, even around here, when we say Ontario and we mean our Ontario, we say Ontario, California.
Yeah.
It's in the middle of nowhere.
It's like somebody saying, "Oh, I went to London," and you think that they went to London, Canada. It's like nobody means London, Canada when they say London.
Yeah.
I've been to London, Ontario, many times.
Yeah, it's a popular city.
Hold on. Syrian girl says there's 120 million Jews.
Yes, you didn't see it?
I did not see it.
Oh.
I don't spend much time following Syrian girl.
I follow like 2 Zionists on Twitter, and they always repost the Syrian girl stuff.
I don't. Yeah, or Moscow, Idaho. Yeah,
Moscow, I always mean that one.
John is from around Ontario. I don't think he's in Ontario.
Where
Oh,
is
by
it?
the way, John, on Sunday, we're going to Joshua Tree. Jason is going to be, he's with a band that's playing in Joshua Tree. So we're going to drive out there. If you want to come. I don't know what time it's going to be, though, yet.
Does this include videos?
I'm sure we'll take pictures. I don't know about videos.
Pictures are fine.
Yeah. Jason's trying to learn how to play whatever instrument it is he's going to play for them. I think a bass or something. Yeah, this Sunday. By the way, John, also, oh, no, you know about the Dead Sea Scrolls. Yeah. Let me see.
Oh,
I don't think Jason will mind me showing everyone this. Ta-da! So 12:29, we're going to be at the Beatnik Lounge at Joshua Tree with whatever that place was. Yeah, you brought up the Dead Sea Scrolls. Yeah. Shadow, leave him alone. It's the hat. Yeah, she wants the hat. So how are things in Canada? When's Canadian Christmas? That was it.
It depends who you ask. And it depends what you mean by Christmas. Officially, within family extent, the Oli Bola people, Dutch Canadians used to celebrate December the 5th if they were new immigrants, because that's when Sinterklaas Day was. And they were horrified, at least my mother-in-law was, to find out that Canadians were weird and did Christmas and Sinterklaas Day on the same day. But it could also be this January 5th, not the 8th, but the 5th, as in, according to Ukrainian friends. Or the 6th.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Hey, Sandy, your mic is
Loud.
yeah.
I can't stay too long, but it's been a while, Jacob, since I've popped on. So wanted to say hi. Wanted to say I appreciate you.
Thank
and
you.
Yeah.
I do this. I've been doing this every year for a while. Mostly for people to have something on, virtually not alone. But Grizz can't do virtually not alone on. So this is like my Christmas donation to the internet type thing.
Nice.
All my cousins are taking extra shifts at the hospitals and stuff. That's what Jews generally do, is take the shifts at the hospitals, because all of my cousins are doctors. But
that makes a lot of sense. Is today the first day of Hanukkah? I heard
tomorrow night.
Okay.
Yeah, tomorrow night is the first night of Hanukkah. Yes.
Okay, first night. Yeah, it's always nights, not days. Got it. Makes sense.
Yeah, Jewish holidays starts the nights. The nights. Yeah.
When does Festivus start?
Oh, that was 2 days ago or so.
Oh,
yeah,
I missed it. Damn.
I got my. No, I forgot to buy my steel pole at Home Depot.
There you go.
We actually had an airing of grievances at my fraternity at ZBT. It was my junior year. It ended up in legitimate beefs. Like, it didn't go well. Like, it started out as a joke, and then there was too much truth mixed in with the jokes, and it went downhill from there.
Dang, there were too many airings of grievances.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing. I love that. That's a great holiday.
Yeah.
The feats of strength resulted in me being tackled, and I'm one of the smaller, scrawnier guys in the.
Get pounded on, yep.
Yeah. So. I wanted to ask you if you had seen the latest worldly news, and if you minded the 1 second clip that I took of you.
I haven't seen the latest worldly news. Okay, now we're gonna have to go watch worldly news.
I took a 1 second clip of you, maybe 2 seconds, and Sandy's also in it, and I edited the other two people, but I kept Sandy just the way she was in the clip.
Oh, it just came out. Okay, so share this tab.
Chad,
are
you in the?
Let me make sure people are seeing it. Okay, where were we?
And they working on a new. What is it? Y'all do that funny comedy news thing?
Worldly News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
So good.
We're doing.
Somebody please do what like a takeaway on the Maria song.
I'd like to say a word in her behalf.
How do you guys get away with not getting copyright strikes with this stuff?
If you do more than 5 seconds or 10 seconds, you're in trouble. But just watch.
I got a medical misinformation strike.
Tea grog
makes me laugh.
What do we do with a problem like a tea grog? How do we take control and pin him down? Oh man, that's perfect. Yeah.
Diane, you just got to be careful of the things that you say, because your face will be cut out of this video and imposed on the nun's head, and you will be singing "What Do We Do with a Gal Like Tigra?"
Note.
All right, pay attention closely. Next 10 seconds or 20 seconds.
What?
Next 20 seconds. Pay attention closely. You'll probably have to freeze frame it.
Okay.
Ought to be watched by any of our Orthodox friends for 2 weeks. Fun fact, my father told me that the only reason the Orthodox Church celebrated later is so that they could take advantage of all those post Christmas discounts. That's not even a joke. He just said that.
But he thought they were Jewish. Today we celebrate Christ's birth.
Hum 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 hum.
This is Worldly News Tonight with the Friday Morning Nameless.
In other worldly news tonight, we
So that was the extent of my participation. Thanks a lot.
for this month, yes. But
Fine.
that
Just
Yeah,
leave me out of everything.
It's not true. You've been in every single worldly news thus so far. I think you were in the first one too.
Yeah. Hey, Billy.
How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you doing?
Tired.
I can imagine. How's Christmas been treating you?
Busy. I've been moving since 4:30 this morning.
Sleep might be good once you finish that cigarette.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm not even to where I'm going yet, so.
Aha. Where are you going, if I may ask?
Well, I'm going back to my mother-in-law's. I have a very interesting story if you want to hear it right quick.
I would love to hear the story.
All right. So this morning, while I was getting prepared to go see family, get all the kids ready, I was listening to Toby Singer, and he had mentioned a verse that I had forgot about from Daniel and also Psalms, talking about how tzedakah, charity, prevents death. And something clicked in my dome about it. All right. And I've been thinking about it all day. And I was thinking about in relations to Acts, right? You know how in the beginning of Acts, all the early churches giving away everything, right? They're selling everything. And I went back and I read Daniel, and I went back and I read it's Proverbs 10, and I was thinking about it. And it's like, you know, if Acts was written or based off after the temple fell and you couldn't sacrifice no more, it makes sense that they were giving away everything, you know, to the poor as their sacrifices to replace it, right? Kind of, it never made sense to me before of why just all of a sudden we're going to give away everything and be destitute, you know, and you really don't hear anything about that in the Gospels, and then all of a sudden, bam, in Acts. Well, it makes sense if it was written after the temple was destroyed. Anyway, I get to my mother-in-law's, and I'm still thinking about this stuff, and we realized we left the windows open at the house because I accidentally burnt tomato soup earlier in the day because I was distracted. And so I had to turn around and drive my happy ass all the way back home so I could close the windows. And so I'm listening to all different kinds of things about tzedakah on the way back to my house. It's like an hour and a half drive. And I'm tired as hell, so I'm ADD in this right quick. But if you Google or if you voice speech tzedakah into YouTube, tzedakah and sadaqah sound the same. So a whole bunch of imams pop up because tzedakah is charity in Arabic. And yes, very funny. Well, anyway, so I'm listening to a mix of rabbis and imams on the way back to my house, and about charity. And I stop at the gas station, and when I pull up, I see this car that's got a bare rim on the roof of it and strapped to it, and then a full-size spare strapped to the back window. Like, well, that car looks fucking weird. For some reason, I pulled next to it. I don't know why. And the guy gets out, and he starts walking around looking for change. And I'm like, oh, I think he might need some help. So I helped him get gas. And I'm not saying that for everybody to know. It's just, I had just spent all day thinking about charity, and I'm in a place I would never be at this time of fucking night. Going to go handle a problem I should have never had to go handle to begin with, and the good Lord gave me an opportunity to help somebody out, and it's just nuts because I've quite literally been hyper focusing on Sedeka all day.
So there you go. Yeah. So I mean, there were, as far as before or after. So I stopped petting Stella, and she's like, "No, you don't get to stop." So there were Jewish sects even before the destruction of the Second Temple who stopped using it because it was so corrupt. It was led by the Sadducees, and they were known to be corrupt. And I think at least some of the Essenes were, and the Qumran community basically were like, yeah, we're done with this place. So that's another explanation. Although I personally could totally believe Acts was written after the destruction, but I'm not sure that's, yeah. I don't know.
It's just an interesting idea that was popping in my head, some connections that were being made. But that wasn't really the part I was focused on. It was more just the good Lord provided an opportunity. It's just, my life is weird, and He works in my life in such strange ways.
God does work in our lives in very strange ways. That is definitely true. Yeah.
Very thankful.
Yeah. It's kind of weird for me to be to have Lonely Jew on Christmas with so many people, including someone who's actually here at my place.
I can leave.
And I'm babysitting Stella because Jack is off to visit his parents. So, yeah. I know way too many people, I think. I have too many friends. I should get rid of some of them.
I got a call tonight.
Thanks. Bye. I'm joking.
I know you are. I'll be back, Jacob. Have a good
Good
night.
to see
Merry
you.
Christmas. Happy
Merry
Hanukkah.
Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
Teo said Merry Christmas too.
Teo said Merry Christmas, but it's not Christmas. It's Boxing Day there.
Boxing Day. It's already the next day?
Well, it's morning at least.
Ah.
Yeah.
Why are they boxing each other after Christmas?
So it's not actually clear why it's called Boxing Day. I think there are competing etymologies, including that there was boxing matches, or that it had something to do with people sending boxes to each other.
Oh, like your gift arrives or something like that?
Something like that, yeah. So Boxing Day is the day after Christmas, but yeah. Oh, Don says Boxing Day was when the servants were given a gift. The day off, I think. Okay, so there you go.
Oh, there you go.
Yosef, if you were watching earlier, you would know. Yeah, we don't keep nittel. So to explain a nittel, in Eastern Europe, many Jewish congregations on the night of Christmas would not have public events, including they would cancel even evening services, because it was not a great idea in Eastern Europe to be gathered in one place when Christians might get worked up by some sermon and come after you. Well, the anti-Semites have a meltdown about Niddle on Twitter every year, but it's kind of weird. Like, it's like, yeah, guess what? There was a reason why Eastern, like, it's not like in Iran people kept Nittel, you know. There's a reason Nittel existed. And some communities still observe that by not having events and not learning Torah on the night of Christmas, or as it's called in Yiddish, Kratzmach.
All right, hey, I got a funny Christmas story for you.
What's a funny Christmas story for us?
All right, so my brother-in-law is real big into blacksmithing, right? And they use natural stuff like coal.
Mm-hmm.
And his oldest boy, he might have been 9. So my nephew, oldest nephew from that sister. Anyway, he might have been 8 or 9. The whole week leading up to Christmas a few years back, he was being a giant turd, like just pain in the butt, right? And Christmas come, and he didn't get coal in his stocking, right? Because, you know, they say Santa Claus will give you coal for your bed. And he's pissed off because he'd been bad all week so he could get coal so he could build this new knife he wanted to make.
What?
Because, you know, coal is hard to find now. It's expensive and you got to drive hours to get it. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know, you know, 9-year-olds. But it very funny story. It was real hilarious when I heard about it.
Leave the allergic guy alone, kitty.
It's all good.
So Elijah's allergic to cats?
Apparently.
Anything that's fluffy.
Oh wait, that's why he's wearing the mask.
No, he always wears a mask when he's on stream.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wait, why does he always wear a mask on stream?
I know, it's just that way. It just happens.
I keep on telling him.
What are you, some kind of Amy Goodman fan?
Who's Amy Good?
You keep following the COVID precautions, you libtard.
He's
Yes.
not gonna raw dog the air.
No, I would never.
That's some kind of bullshit right there.
Hey, Jules. Jules says, Merry Christmas, Jacob, on behalf of Father Stephen and all of Archangel Gabriel Orthodox Church in Lafayette. And a very happy Hanukkah to all of you guys.
Yeah, happy Hanukkah. And happy what's your custom for Niddelnacht in terms of like saying Torah?
I don't have a Nittelnacht.
Why are you wishing him a happy Hanukkah?
Vanuka?
Hanukkah. You just wish that guy happy Hanukkah.
Vanuka? Why Vanuka?
Hanukkah. There you go.
Hey, we have Father Stephen DeYoung. Father Stephen, it's Christmas Eve. You're about to do like midnight mass or something. Oh, but it's not Christmas. Like, do you guys celebrate Christmas today or next?
I celebrate it wrong.
Yeah, when do you like
January?
Isn't it January 6th or something?
For the Orthodox
Yeah.
Church? I don't know. I was raised Orthodox, and I think we just celebrated it on the usual.
You were raised Orthodox? I didn't know.
Well, I was raised. My dad's Catholic and my mom's Orthodox, but we always celebrated Christmas. I think around regular time, but I don't know.
I see. Interesting.
I mean, I guess I was more raised Catholic than Orthodox, but I mean, I wasn't really raised for a Christian anyway.
Neither was I. Gabriel.
January 6th for my friend that is Ukrainian Orthodox.
Ukrainian.
We just had liturgy, but we celebrate again tomorrow. Okay. No, all Orthodox Christians celebrate on December 25th. We just disagree about when that is.
Amazing.
Meow. Meow.
Jacob, I thought Orthodox Jews have the custom to avoid studying Torah on Christmas.
Certain Eastern European communities developed that custom as a response to the threats that existed on that night, and some of them still maintain it. At this point, it's just Hasidim pretty much that still maintain it, because even though I'm not supposed to say this, the spiritual post hoc reasoning came up, which so a lot of people did it. I would always tell my Rosh Yeshiva that in taking the night off. So Kalanimus is Hasidic, so that's his joke.
Well, the Western Jewish tradition is to eat Chinese food, so just different, traditions for the holidays.
Yosef says, I hear December 25th originally fell in Tishrei.
There you go.
I doubt it. I think he's joking.
No, he'd never lie.
I think he's joking. I think that's what the little symbol there is supposed to mean. Yeah.
Agree to disagree.
Do I have to agree? Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Jacob, no high question.
Yes, Billy.
So I've been thinking about Tzedakah all day. Would the normal halakha apply to Noahides for Tzedakah, or would it be a little different?
Okay. So it's not one of the 7 commandments to give tzedakah. It is what's considered part of
ethical.
What we call derech eretz kadma laTorah. There are things which you might call, some people would refer to as natural law, which apply, which are beyond a question of Torah, like whether it's a commandment or not. And Yosef says, it's a joke about the theory that Jesus was born in September, Jacob, shaking my head. I figured you were joking. I just didn't know what the joke was. I
got that joke, Jacob. How could you miss it?
I didn't get it.
I didn't get it.
Why would I know that Jesus was supposedly born in September?
September's the month I was born in.
I don't know what his is. Anyway, so as far as whether halachas of giving charity apply, to the extent that they are halachas which are based in natural law, they seem to. So, for example, one of the things of charity is you should give charity to the needy of your own family before others, to people in your own city before others, because you have more responsibility towards them. So that type of thing would generally apply. Yeah.
So it's basically like, it's like honoring parents, where it might not be an explicit commandment for Noahides, but it's basically common sense.
Correct. Yes, it's exactly like so. honoring your mother and your father is not one of the 7 commandments of the covenant of Noah, but derech eretz kadma laTorah, having respect for your parents is still incumbent upon ethical people. What are you reading?
Just a book.
The Rise of Early Modern Science?
Yeah, in China, in Islam, China, and the West. The 3rd edition, by the way.
It is apparently the 3rd edition, and it's by Cambridge Press,
Yeah.
which tells me it's very academic
Yeah.
and probably like some sort of textbook.
No, it's not a textbook.
It kind of is.
No, it isn't.
And you just had to leave all these sweets here, didn't you? He knows I have a sweet tooth. Horrible person he is.
I found them under my Hanukkah bush. I had to share.
Yosef likes the book.
Yeah, of course.
He would. He reads this type of stuff.
Is Yosef a scientist?
Are Noahides allowed to celebrate Hanukkah?
Absolutely
Not as a religious obligation. Creating new religious obligations is prohibited. So
Yeah, I think you could like light a menorah, but not as an obligation, just as like a
Just as
custom.
cultural appropriation.
I'm not sure. I mean, what is the reason to light a menorah?
I wouldn't say there's a specific reason I would. I'm just saying I don't think if somebody just did it and they recognize it's not an obligation, I don't think that would be prohibited.
But that sounds kind of self-contradictory. Like, you can go to a Hanukkah party or whatever if you're, to celebrate Maccabean Independence Day.
There you go.
So generally, I would say it's probably a bad idea, but you're certainly welcome to go to a Hanukkah party you're invited to.
And make some sufganiyot.
Oh, and pizza and games and all kinds of fun. And they gave out small menorahs, those little, give them to your non-Jewish friends once.
The little tops. Yeah, by the time they're giving them out at the candle lighting, they're just like trying to get rid of them pretty much. Oh, so John came by with his kids and he's like, "Hey, my kids really liked the pizza you had. What was it?" Like, Elijah decided to bring a kosher pizza over.
Is it actually kosher pizza?
Yeah. Like, you went all the way to Pico Robertson to pick it up, didn't you?
I mean, it was on the way where because I was in West Hollywood at the time, right? So it was just going down.
It was incredibly nice of you, and John's kids really loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marcus!
Kosher pizza is not that bad.
Latkes and sufganiyot are pretty good.
Latkes are better, for sure.
Yeah, it was... No, actually, did you get a topping on one of them?
Yeah, it had sun-dried tomatoes,
Yeah.
Garlic, jalapenos, and I think pineapple.
I generally like...
What? They eat pineapple on pizza in the U.S.? I thought that was just a Canadian thing.
Yeah, but that was bacon. It's not a kosher spot.
Most kosher places now have tofu bacon if you want it. I mean, not bacon, tofu pepperoni.
Sounds pretty gross.
Yeah, I really liked. So in Israel, they make this pizza sauce, which is kind of like Thousand Island dressing with za'atar in it, and it's actually pretty good as a dipping sauce. When I came back to the United States, I was like, why don't any of the kosher restaurants have pizza sauce like we had in Israel? Eggplant pizza, I became a fan of.
Eggplant pizza.
Yeah, it's very common in Israel.
Is that pizza with eggplants on it?
Yeah.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Goodbye, Marcus. Thanks for showing up.
Marcus is going to church with family on Christmas Eve. Why
Always
would
a good idea.
covers up the crappy Israeli pizza? Israeli pizza is not any different from American pizza. Like, it's all the same. Yeah, corn on pizza. They do in Israel. Yeah, and the mushrooms aren't like American mushrooms.
East Asians like corn on their pizza too.
My pleasure. Father Stephen says, "You're not going to convince me to eat a Za'atar Big Mac pizza."
There you go.
Best pizza ever that we had at a summer vacation cottage. My sister's friend decided to make what she called a clean out the fridge pizza. First time I ever had brown beans on a pizza. My mother made odd comments, but then declared it the best pizza she'd ever eaten.
Hold on, John. Where are you getting corn on pizza in the United States? I don't believe you.
Is John Orthodox Jewish?
No. I think he's Catholic. Might even be Protestant. Father Stephen says, these are things which should remain unmixed like fabrics. I don't know. Za'atar goes good on pretty much anything.
What's Za'atar again?
Za'atar is an herb. What is Za'atar?
Now I could actually go for some pizza, but it would be very
Za'atar is a Levantine culinary herb or a family of herbs. It is also the name of a spice mixture that includes the herb along with toasted sesame seeds, dried sumac, often salt, and other spices.
I mean, that might be good on pizza.
They make Za'atar pizza in Lebanon anyway, so Za'atar.
That sounds like it would be good on like naan with butter.
Apparently, it's hyssop.
Hyssop.
Hyssop?
I think so.
I don't know.
That's in the Bible. You know hyssop?
You put it on flatbreads for
Yeah.
a snack. I mean, you can put Za'atar on basically anything. In Israel, when I was in Israel, the yeshiva students would buy Za'atar and put it on the yeshiva food just to make it taste not like the yeshiva food.
Did you?
Chazi says, the question is, do you wash for 2 slices? Well, when I used to wash even for 1 slice because you're being kovea your seuda on bread. So there you go. Blaze Pizza apparently has whatchamacallit?
Corn? Blaze pizza?
No. Somebody explain Chazi's question to me. Okay, so this is actually interesting. So, and we were actually discussing this. Father Stephen, you might be able to explain. We were wondering how Christians ended up not having the Shema in their liturgy, and also how they ended up not having the grace after meals, because like the grace after meals is kind of the big thing, and it always has been. I think even like the Samaritans have a version of grace after meals.
That's where you eat bread and then you say, I think it's called Birkat Hamazon.
Correct. Yes. And it's pretty long and involved. And so when you eat bread, you have to, when you eat bread, so the Jewish tradition of blessings, which again it's pretty ancient. Oh, there we go. Yosef says it's in the Didache for the agapic feast. So there you go.
The Didache.
So saying blessings is a Jewish tradition that's pretty old. And so most things have a blessing before and a blessing after. And for most foods, it's pretty short. But there's a rabbinic enactment that when you're going to have
Bread.
Father Stephen says, yeah, we have agape meals after liturgy, but do you have some sort of grace after meals after your agape meals? I don't yeah. I'm not even sure what agape meals are.
Meals of brotherly love.
Oh.
Agape means love, I believe, in Greek.
So and I don't know what the Didache says. I read the Didache once. It's not that long. Anyway, so Orthodox Jews often try to avoid having a meal with bread because that requires you to wash your hands before and to have to say grace after meals after, which it's kind of involved. And like pizza, whether one slice of pizza, 2 slices of pizza counts as you can say the same blessings you say on cookies and little stuff. Artoklasia means bread breaking in Greek. Okay. Okay. Yes. Also, some of the specific prayers are in our Artoklasia service. Okay. Can confirm on the agape meal. I went to an Antiochian church and the meals after were delicious. Is this like the coffee hour? Kind of, yeah. Kalama says, I wash, it's a meal, don't eat pizza if you're a snowflake. And it's down to bench. Bench is actually comes from the Latin benedictus. It's Yiddish for saying a blessing. Yeah, it's bench is Yiddish.
I presume most Orthodox Jews don't bench after just one slice?
I think in Haredi circles, oftentimes people will. In the circles I was in, basically everybody would wash on one slice of pizza. Even if you're eating pizza, I find it very difficult to say that you're not being kovea seuda, you're not having a meal, because pizza, like a slice of pizza is like, it's a meal.
2 slices of pizza maybe, but I don't think most people are full after one slice.
If you eat Costco pizza, yeah.
Well, Costco pizza.
Yeah, but that's Costco pizza.
Yeah, you don't bench on Costco pizza. I'm sorry, not kosher.
Maybe you don't.
But do you allow your female cousins to be part of a zimun? Of course not. You're such a heretic. How dare you?
Oh, I wonder, Pezzy, are we going to do a Rambam studies next week?
I don't know who is doing. We just wash our hands. It's the Muslims that do face, hands, and feet.
See, Costco got that.
How much washing for a slice of pizza? Well, if you're gonna wash, you're gonna wash.
You just pour water on your hands, that's all.
Yeah. The Shema is in a few places liturgically, but it's the Greek version, and most English translations, it's so buried you won't recognize it. Okay? Lead the Zimun or be part of it. Women don't make Zimun if it's just 3 women eating. Do they make a Zimun? I don't think they do. I would be shocked.
Do women
because
have an
then-
obligation to bench?
Well, yes, they have an obligation to bench, although people sometimes argue that. They do have an obligation to bench, but as Zimun, that's a different thing. Not next week, but the following week should get going. Okay, so that's when he's doing the thing. To be called a heretic by Jacob has been diluted.
That's because he's joking 90% of the time.
No, I'm serious. They wash their feet just to eat pizza? My goodness, this is complicated. No, I don't think Muslims wash in order to eat at all. I think they only
it's for
wash
prayer.
for prayers, but they also pray 5 times a day. And Chezi finally moved.
Gone back to Poland.
But now I'm really wondering, back to Poland. I'm actually wondering if do women make a Zimun for benching? Chabad. This'll be good. In chapter 5 of Hilchot Brachot, Maimonides deals with the laws surrounding Birkat Hamazon and the Zimun. The rich, among the many aspects of these, he addresses women's involvement in the Zimun. Before we explore Maimonides' perspective on this, contrast it with the final ruling stated in the Shulchan Aruch and explore practical practice today. Let's see. Are women obligated? Maimonides is clear that women are obligated to make a zimun, just as they are obligated to recite Birkat Hamazon. Interesting. Therefore, women should make a zimun when eating with other women. Obviously, men and women should never eat together. Like, I don't know who would do that. Chas v'shalom. Oh, actually, so Sandy came to Friday night at Chabad, and she had to sit with the women. I'm sorry, Sandy.
Hey, well, you did ask when I went in, was I sitting with the group of men? And I said no. I tried to join the women in the kitchen, but I got relegated to sitting with the children in the living room and had a fabulous time.
Those kids were cute. Those kids were cute.
Oh, yes. I've told so many people about those children. They were wonderful. It's like watching a little litter of puppies rolling over each other. They were so funny. A bunch of cousins. But word to the wise, if you're not Jewish like me and you don't know, don't talk till the end of the hand washing.
Oh, did we not tell you that? Okay. Yeah.
I thought the custom was you wash and then you don't talk until you have a slice of bread.
Correct. That is the custom. But nobody had told I had forgotten to tell Sandy that. Sorry. What is Zimun? Zimun is when you eat together and you are about to start the grace after meals, you have a responsive prayer together, inviting each other to the prayer, to the grace after meals. Tosfot wonders, what is the final law? Practically, we are left with 2 issues to ponder. If women are able to make a zimun on their own, why is not commonly done, which is true? And if women are obligated to join a zimun of 3 or more men, why are they not particular about this? Which is also true. The Bach explains that the reason women are not required to make a zimun on their own is because it is possible that women are only obligated to say Birkat Hamazon by rabbinic injunction. As such, historically, they have not become accustomed to doing
And
so.
for men, it's a biblical obligation?
I think pretty much everybody agrees. It's for both. It's a biblical obligation. Birkat Hamazon. If you're eating enough bread, yeah.
Well, Bach says it's, well.
Well, he explains that possibly because of this question, right? That's why. But halachically, we say women are obligated. I'm pretty sure. The Chafetz Chaim says, contrary to the plain reading of the Shulchan Aruch, the Vilna Gaon believed that women are actually obligated to make a zimun when eating together. The Kaf HaChaim writes that women should be encouraged to make their own zimun, as according to some, they may even be obligated to do so. Ultimately, there seems to be no strong halachic basis preventing women from making their own zimun. Nevertheless, many authorities observe that the custom, perhaps for legitimate reasons, is that women do not do so, which continues to be the common custom today. This is true. In some Sephardic communities, women do make their own zimun. I've never seen that, obviously. As to why women do not commonly join a zimun made by 3 or more men, Rabbi Feinstein suggests that because women are often busy serving the meal and tending to the children, they rarely join the meal in an established way, and they are therefore exempt from the zimun, similar to anyone who is not eating in a settled manner. He does, however, add that on Shabbat and Yom Tov, that when the women do join the meal in a more settled way, they need to answer the zimun and laments men who neglect to call their wives for Birkat Hamazon. In summary, when it comes down to it, women should be encouraged to join the zimun, but common practice is not to make one comprised solely of women. I mean, comprised solely of women, like 3 together, making it okay. I have no idea. But I'm wondering, like, if 10 women are eating together, would they say Nevarech Elokeinu? Like, that doesn't sound right. Although, I mean, if they're all obligated, the reason we don't count women in a minyan is because they're not obligated. That's a very weird, yeah. And Colonimus says John is a heretic for eating with his wife. No, you're allowed to eat. Oh, okay. Father blesses the food before the meal, after liturgy. So we have that. Yes, we were wondering about the grace after meals. Okay, so that's all of that. And now you know far more about Orthodox Jewish practice than the vast majority of Jews in the entirety of the world, just from listening to those 5 minutes.
More than a brisker, that's for sure.
Chabad is pretty cool style. I rock with a lot of Chabad. I mean, you know, is it common Chabad custom to serve Lakshmir?
What's Lakshmir?
So lox, which is like chopped up and put into cream cheese with often onions and lemon juice. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it.
I have not heard of it. Also, does ritual purity matter whether or not someone can participate in these meals? Generally not. Yeah.
Lox salad.
Lox salad, Kalonimut says.
I
Yeah.
don't think you eat bagels very often, do you, Yakub?
I don't.
Bagels
That's because they're not very healthy. I love what you call whitefish salad. Oh, I could eat whitefish salad for days.
I don't think I've ever had whitefish salad.
Costco sells it. They sell kosher whitefish salad. Yeah.
The local one, the one like on.
Yeah, they don't always have it, but they sometimes have it, and it's kosher, and it's like $13 for a big thing of it. Yeah.
Lox and bagels are pretty good.
The Costco tub is a problem. It is, because I could sit there and eat the entire thing.
Wait, Costco serves kosher food?
Oh yeah, I mean, so funny story. During Passover, one of my secular Jewish friends had a few of us over. You guys will catfish isn't kosher, Jules.
It doesn't have scales.
Catfish is definitely not kosher, Jules.
That's mudfish.
So there you go, Jules.
Wow.
Also, that sounds disgusting. Even beyond the kosher, that sounds disgusting, to be honest.
So one of my friends calls me in the middle of Passover because he was having a bunch of us over, and some of you know my friend whose wife is a Reform rabbi, and they had asked if anybody has requirements, like dietary requirements. So my friend calls me and he's like, well, the Reform rabbi only eats kosher meat. Where do I get kosher meat? And I'm like, it's the middle of Passover. You want to go try to buy kosher meat? I'm like, do yourself a favor, serve fish. And see, Father Stephen says, Jules, we literally covered that in Bible study 2 weeks ago.
Been outed as not paying attention.
Yeah. I think pretty much all forms of bass are kosher. Which, by the way, I don't keep kosher, so it's not a problem. But anyway, so my friend's like, where do I get kosher meat? And I told him, just get yourself fish. You're going to have a really difficult time. But if you really are going to try to get kosher meat, buy it from Costco, because you'll be able to find it and you won't have to go find a kosher butcher that's open on a Sunday. Erev, I think it was Erev Chag or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah. In the middle of Passover, not like Erev the
final day.
Yeah, Erev final days. And so
Wow.
So we go over there and they're like, yeah, we went to Costco and got kosher chicken. And I was like, wow, that's really nice of you. They had made it in a nice buttery
Well, technically, that's only rabbinic. That's a rabbinic thing, but
Wow.
Yeah, everybody ate. No, I didn't mention anything. The rabbi didn't mention anything.
just it's a rabbinic
They had
thing.
gone, like, it was so nice of them to go buy. Really? Some people don't eat fish? Well, some people don't eat. My family actually had a minhag not to eat dairy products during Passover. When I was in yeshiva, one of my rabbis did a hatarat nadarim to let me eat dairy products. So I did, and I do. But
Do you keep kosher for Passover in terms of chametz?
I whatever. Let's not discuss that. So did Justinian prohibit the Shema or not? I mean, that one article seems to say that he didn't. Apparently, it's only some of the Jewish Gaonim who say that there was some sort of prohibition at some time. But yeah, we couldn't find the prohibition, and there was that article somebody posted on my Discord which said no. So, and Anthony, similarly, what did Anthony say? Anthony wrote, as far as I know, we have basically all of his law code. The English translation in the law library at West Virginia University is like 4 volumes. It includes many things in it, like previous imperial decrees going back centuries, relevant quotes from great Roman jurists, and the law code itself. It was meant to clarify and codify a uniform code of law that everyone could study and know. On the specific question of the Shema, I have not found any evidence that Justinian banned it in the code or in the Novellae, his later imperial decrees. I would like to know what Father Stephen's sources are. Well, so I mentioned that I asked Father Stephen. I didn't say that Father Stephen said that that's where I got it from. I asked Father Stephen, and he said, if I remember correctly, he said we don't have great copies or something like that. It is possible that those sources know something we don't, but if they are considerably later, they may just be dismissed as inaccurate. Overall, Justinian is generally read as cracking down on the Jews, so he might be a convenient character to peg such an act to. Yeah, apparently some of the Gaonim mention it as something that happened.
Justinian was not a great guy. It sounds.
The archives are at the Vatican. That's where the truth is.
Oh,
the Vatican.
yeah. My rabbi doesn't use oil, only uses schmaltz. Lots of people won't use oil. Chabad generally just doesn't use oil, but that's because like Chabad doesn't buy things, and like where are you going to buy kosher oil? How are you going to make kosher oil unless you make your own kosher olive oil? But if you're going to do that and you're a Chabadnik, first you have to peel the olives. Good luck with that. And then you have to crush the olives to get the oil. Yeah, I can't imagine people doing that.
What's up with kosher? What's up with oil being not kosher on Passover?
Well, it's just a matter of finding kosher for Passover, kosher enough for Passover. Like some people don't buy prepared products.
Oh, because of kitniot?
No, because they don't know where it came from. They only make things themselves. Yeah, Chabad only buys. It's not that non-olive oils is not kosher. It's just how do you make seed oils, right? Like, or corn oil or whatever you're gonna buy. Whatever kind of corn oil. Yeah, Ashkenazim can't eat because it's kitniot. It's a question of where would you get kosher for Passover oil.
They just eat peanut oil instead.
I looked up the local Chabad lists. Several places in the area to get kosher foods, and that they sell kosher meals on campus.
Yeah,
They
the
themselves
Chabad, they make food for people, and usually when they make food, they'll buy things that the family themselves won't eat. But most Chabad families, for their own family, they will not buy prepared food. In any way, prepared food. They buy ingredients, and that's it.
Am I saying it's a common custom to make brisket on Passover?
I mean, brisket is easy to make on Yom Tov. That's why so many people make it.
Yeah. Brisket's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can't overcook it. That's part of what's good about making brisket on Yom Tov.
Throw it in there.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, did we answer all of the questions about?
Is there a special form of Louisiana barbecue?
Louisiana barbecue?
Yeah.
Should I go find that Richard Rowland's Easter barbecue picture?
His pig.
That was so hilarious. Or we could talk about my little tiff with Ari Lamb on Twitter.
Who's Ari
Okay.
Lamb?
Ari Lamb.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Oh my god. You guys don't need to hear about every single drama that Jacob gets into on Twitter, all right? It's not that interesting.
Apparently, it's not that interesting.
I thought Max was gonna join us.
I don't know.
Richard Rowland would appreciate Hawaiian barbecue.
Appropriate Haitian barbecue. Yeah. Yeah. Here, let me see if I can find Richard Rowland barbecue Easter. Let me see if I can find that picture.
There it is.
That's not
No,
it.
that's-
No, that's wrong. Where'd it go? There it is. I think this is from Richard Rowland's Easter barbecue.
Something similar.
It definitely looked exactly like that. Yeah.
Jesus, I could not eat that after looking at that.
It's like you can there it is, pig, right? Yeah. No, I mean Ari Lamb has some good threads. I follow him. I'm pretty sure I follow him. Yeah.
Blocked now?
Is he an
Yeah.
Orthodox Jewish person?
I'm not blocked.
I know,
no.
I'm just messing.
Is Ari Lamb an Orthodox Jew?
Yes, he's a rabbi. I believe isn't he the son of Rabbi Lamb? I think he's the son of Rabbi Lamb. Rabbi Norman Lamb is Rabbi Lamb's Ari Lamb. Let's see.
I don't think he's that famous.
No. Well, Norman Lamb is.
What did you get into him with Twitter?
Let's see if Ari Lamb is Rabbi Norman Lamb's son. I think he's related to Rabbi Norman Lamb.
You can control that and type in Ari.
I mean, Ari is not a
Aristotle.
Well, yeah. So let's hear. I guess we could. Is Ari Lamb related to? Okay, interesting. So, no, this is Ari Berman, not Ari Lamb. He is a grandson of Rabbi Norman Lamb. Okay.
The more you know.
I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, he is the grandson of Rabbi. So he's a grandson of Rabbi Norman Lamb.
And he does threads on the Bible, and you got into something with that?
And Hebrew and stuff, yeah. And yeah. Have I ever eaten pig? Me eat pig?
No.
Me?
Of course.
Ever
not.
eat
Would
pig?
never.
Me? I did not grow up religious, so I've had pretty much everything. And as to my current practices, I will say I do not advertise my sins on the internet. Looks like he read on Asterisk and Obelix comic and decided he wanted that. I have no idea what you're talking about. Don's like, why are we looking at this pig so much?
It looks good.
No, it really doesn't. I don't know who finds that appetizing.
Yum,
I mean, cut the head off. Like, make it not look like an actual animal, at least. Yeah. Jules says I would cease to be Cajun if I went a year without eating pork.
There you go.
The juice.
Well,
can't
that's a
contagious.
really good reason to stop eating pork.
Wow. Why do you have
What's
to
wrong? Wait, are you racist against Cajuns?
I'm racist against everybody.
That's why he has to go back. I tried to buy him a ticket to Poland today, but he wouldn't go back. I don't know. What's this guy's problem?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, how recent was this thread? Because I want to look it up.
It was today. It's on my Discord. I linked to it on my Discord.
Yeah, I'll look at it. So it's about some biblical thing.
No.
Okay. The problem is I can't open up.
Asterix and Obelix is a comic about two Gaulish pagans who fight the Romans and eat wild, comically large boar legs.
That sounds disgusting.
That sounds awesome.
Especially like boar.
Chocolate covered bacon.
That's gross.
That's interesting.
You guys got to stop putting bacon on everything. It's not like 2010 anymore.
Pineapple and bacon is pretty good. Roasted pineapple and bacon.
My friends tried to make bacon flavored vodka. Did not work out very
Sounds
well.
disgusting.
Chezi's more Torah, please.
Did you not?
Wait, Hezi, are you gonna jump on stream?
It's Nittle.
This is a Christmas stream, my guy.
It's
Welcome.
Max.
Hi, Jacob.
Hello, Max.
We have more. Well, I don't know if it's more Torah, but you're an Orthodox Jew, Max. Right?
That's right.
He's a Jew. That's for sure.
I thought we weren't supposed to talk about Torah tonight. That's why I'm here.
That's so
We don't talk
Nittle.
about Torah.
So Chabad plays chess on Nittle evening. That's
I like
the Chabad.
chess.
Yeah, we could
Yeah.
play chess. You want to play chess?
I could play chess.
Max isn't going to dim sum tomorrow. Can you believe it?
Oh, I thought you were coming.
I got scooped up for Kollel learning.
Ah,
What the hell?
I mean, Kollel learning. It's Kollel learning. It's important. Yeah,
Very.
yeah. And Chezi's gonna join us.
Oh.
It's
So,
already morning in Israel, so he's allowed to learn Torah.
So, Max, to my understanding, you're already a social worker, or are you still in the process of trying to become one?
I am a clinical social worker.
He is a clinical social worker.
So, wait, bacon and orange marmalade. What?
He's also clinically insane, but he doesn't talk about that.
Bacon and orange marmalade sandwich? That sounds weird. Max, do you think I've talked about this before, Jacob. Do you think continental philosophy is relevant for social workers?
I'm going to go with no, because I don't know what that is. So
Like
clearly it's not
Husserl
important.
and Heidegger and Kant?
Yeah, I'm still going to go with no.
Max really loves pets. He's a huge fan of dogs. That's why I had to bring Stella onto the thing, because
I have a
Max
pug named
thinks
Stella.
we don't pay enough attention to animals.
I have a pug named Stella, and pugs are some of the ugliest dogs, but they're also some of the cutest for me. I mean, ugliest to other people. I think they're pretty cute.
If you say so. Turkey bacon.
That's
Hold on,
kosher.
but you're Canadian. Canadian bacon's just ham. Canadians don't eat real
No,
bacon.
I thought it was back bacon. Isn't it back bacon?
Canadian bacon's not real bacon. Real bacon is crispy.
Not if it's back bacon. Rolled in cornmeal,
Cornmeal.
something like that.
So, Max, tell us about whatever you would like to tell us about.
I was at Western Kosher today,
Yeah.
and I got these dreidel-shaped sliders.
Okay.
So I'm eating some festive Hanukkah food.
What's in the sliders?
No, sliders, like little beef patties.
Yeah.
Oh, these are sliders.
Okay, but are they like all those European like breads and cookies and things where you have to have the press to create the dreidel shape?
I hope so. I hope they weren't handmade.
So what's a slider? How do you spell that?
Slider. SLIDER. Slider.
I know what a slider is. I thought a slider was like a sandwich.
Yes.
So I'm asking, it was what was in it?
Meat. It's a little hamburger.
It's a
dude.
little hamburger. That's what a slider is.
I thought some sliders included like avocado and lettuce and bacon. Well,
Wow.
not bacon in your case, but
There you go.
There you go. See?
Well, how appetizing.
that actually looks fine.
Yeah, they're little beef patties.
Yeah.
Yeah, with some
And
mustard on it.
Colonimus is like, brah, you fell for that gimmick.
Oh my god, you fell for the
No, I
dude.
didn't.
It was on sale. See?
Oh.
Hey, he got it on sale.
There you
Do you
go.
like
There's
mustard?
nothing more Jewish than buying your dreidel-shaped ground beef on sale.
Do you like mustard on your sliders, Max?
That's an awfully personal question, Kirk.
Yes, Kirk.
Whoa.
Yes,
Also,
mustard.
which kind of
That's
mustard?
fine.
Because that's very important.
Yellow mustard.
Oh my god.
No. You know, one of those nice grainy mustards that's got all the little seeds and things in it.
There you
Is
go.
that Dijon or is Dijon the yellow one?
Dijon has white wine in it.
But Grey Poupon is kosher. Isn't it?
Uh-oh.
Hold on. No, I had Grey Poupon at a family's house, and they're incredibly, like,
Already.
yeah. Yeah, it's OU. Grey Poupon is OU kosher.
What's the difference between Grey Poupon and regular
Oh
mustard?
my god, Jacob. I can't believe it. Basically,
Is that like fancy mustard?
white wine?
White
Like
vinegar. Where do you
real
oh, yeah,
mustard.
it does have
Not
white
like
wine in it.
yeah.
This is why you don't hold by OU.
You have
Oh,
to go to a store, Kirk, where you buy real mustard, not the Kraft or some other variety of yellow store-bought mustard.
Great. Kosher. Let's. Disclaimers. No. It's kosher. I don't know what you're talking about.
It still has white wine in it.
Well, it actually isn't that like Batul or something where it's 160 and
No.
Not when it's the thing that makes it Dijon mustard.
Yeah, no. There's no bittul if in something that you deliberately add. That's why I never had. Yeah, they're using kosher mavusha wine, but actually, like, I didn't even think about it. But the people that I know won't hold on OU on wine. A lot of people won't. Just OU wine. Yeah. So see, Max is Haredi. There you go.
So there.
Hezi.
I thought I smelled a hezi.
What does that even mean?
The worst thing you could say to someone.
Smelled a hezi?
I should phrase that. I sense a hezi.
My smell is so potent that it goes through, through the internet, through Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You guys smell me.
I smelled Hezi a lot when I lived in Humboldt County.
So Hezi, how's it been going? I haven't seen you for a while on stream at least.
Thank God. I am doing well, and I finally moved homes, and I'm no longer living in a shoebox. and I have my books, and I have my space. So I am very, very fortunate. Thank God. Things are going well.
In the new synagogue, will they give you an aliyah?
So much drama in the new synagogue. Will they give me? Yeah. Of course they will. The question is, will they allow me and my cousins to do a Zimun together? But I think that will be okay as well.
Oh well, do they
moving
call
to?
you up? Do they call you up? Yale Yechezkel, what was it? Yechezkel Shraga Halevi Ben Moshe Halevi Levi.
No. 3 times. Yes.
So where are you moving
Yes.
to, Hezzy?
I moved to a place called Eden Hills, and it's in the Ella Valley.
Is it a good view?
It's beautiful views. Yes. We're in the hills where David fought Goliath. And beautiful green hills. No light pollution, so you could see a beautiful starry night. Very quiet. Actually, we're near this Arab village, and their muazzin, their prayer calls in the morning are quite intense. So we spoke to them and asked them to, if they don't mind, just lowering it just a little. But they obliged us very nicely.
Wow.
So that was
nice.
nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Helping
We just
the
told them.
settlers.
We told them to aim it towards when our first prayer service is, which is at 6:30, and then, anyways, the men by us are up for prayer. So.
Oh, okay. So you're coordinating your prayers with the heathens. We seem to have lost Fezzi. So Max, tell us, did you like the painting or not?
I do. Yeah.
It's fine if you don't like it.
What painting?
I got it small just so if you don't like it,
it was nice.
Still be a memento.
It was hopeful.
What's your favorite type of painting?
Me?
Like
or Max?
You.
I am actually a fan of Impressionism, and I am also a fan of Dali, and I am a fan of many different things.
I like romantic realism.
Yay. Max, you were showing us.
Yeah, and then I just got this from a neighbor.
Aha. Oh, that one. It is like everybody owns that one. Like literally everyone has those.
Where's yours?
Yeah,
I'm not everybody.
It pops out. It's like a diorama.
Yeah, it is like
wow, that's good.
Like it is in 99% of Orthodox Jewish homes. Wow. Yeah.
I've never seen that in my life. Oh, looks like we got some problems in the Twitch chat.
Hey, Sally Joe is here for the art segment. Show your Mizrach to people. Can you show your Mizrach to people? It's too hard to show your Mizrach to people, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't really bring the camera closer.
Oh. Let me see if I can make you much larger so people can look at the Mizrach. You guys see that Mizrach? It's beautiful. I would love a Mizrach like that. If anybody wants to buy me a Mizrach like that, they're incredibly expensive. Sally says, I'm here to be entertained while doing dishes. Well, we were doing the art segment of the Lonely Jew on Christmas stream.
Is this my first Lonely Joe on Christmas stream? No, I think I've done one before.
I don't know. I think I do them every year. I don't remember how often I've done them. So
Just at 1 a.m. I'm going to keep listening, but it's no fun watching me yawn on stream, so good night.
Good night, Sandy.
And Gabriel's going to sleep too. Good night.
And also good night to Gabriel.
Good night.
So Bede the Venerable asks, "What is a Mizrach?" What is a Mizrach, Max?
You're a Mizrach.
I am a Mizrahi.
Exactly.
Well, the word Mizrach means east. And I must admit, I bought it without really knowing what it was. I went to a Jewish thrift store and I saw that it had all this text on it. Like you can't really see it, but it's this elaborate pattern and it's all Hebrew text.
Yeah. So this is a sort of Jewish arts called lineograph or something. What's it called? Lineogram or something like that. Anyway, I my picture of the Rebbe I have over there is also made out of letters. But yes, you were saying, Max.
It was just so cool that I had to take it home with me, and I put it up without really knowing what it was. And I said, "Hey Jacob, what is this that I just got?" And it's covered with prayers, and I know some of them.
So Mizrach means east, and since generally in most places you pray towards the east as a Jew, various people have made art to be at the front of a synagogue, and since most or where you would pray in front of, and so since you don't want any shapes right on the in front of the synagogue, it's common to do a mizrach in various shapes. So I could actually pull up more mizrachim on here. Images of mizrachs. So here we go. Various images of mizrach. Very common image for a mizrach. Very common image for a mizrach. Oftentimes you end up with menorahs in the mizrach. I don't know if your mizrach has a menorah on it, does it?
No.
Okay. Oftentimes it says Shiviti Hashem Lanegdi in the text there. If I remember correctly, yours did have Shiviti Hashem on it somewhere. I would be surprised if it doesn't have Shiviti.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it has the tablets on the top right.
Right. Tablets is very common. This is a very common mizrach on the right here. Anyway, so a mizrach is artwork that that people put on the wall, oftentimes where, especially if they're going to pray at home, where they're going to pray.
And it reminded me of something Peterson had said about encouraging people to get art for their home. It's like if you start putting art up in your home, you don't know what's going to happen as a result of that.
So I think that's beautiful. Thanks for sharing that, Max.
Where now my it's a studio apartment. I have one room, and my whole room is like a sacred space now.
It is, yeah. So Jules asks the most Eastern Orthodox question in the world. Do you venerate the Mizrach, or is that forbidden? Venerate as in kissing or any kind of affection that might be culturally relevant. No, you do not venerate the Mizrach.
Is there an idol that they won't worship? Come on, guys. Like, really, it's unbelievable.
You do kiss mezuzahs, though.
You kiss mezuzahs.
Kiss the mezuzah.
You do kiss mezuzahs. I guess, yeah. That could be considered kind of. I mean, we do venerate Torah scrolls. We do. We even bow towards Torah scrolls. So, yeah. We do venerate Torah scrolls.
I try to. I hope I can.
We're not hearing most of the things you're saying.
Coffee table book out of washing stations for.
We can't hear a thing you're saying, Chazi.
Hazy, you're breaking up.
And the parochas in front of the Aron Kodesh, people do venerate that. That's more of an Ashkenazi thing, I have to say. But people do venerate the parochas. And the funny thing is that the parochet does almost always have images on it. It's very common to have lions on the parochet, which that's as close as Jews get to venerating an image, which is one of the reasons it's very controversial to have lions on your parochet, but people still do it.
But you might have the 12 tribes, and then you'll have a snake, lion, deer.
Yeah. So let's look up parochases. It's parochet means curtain. Paroches. I'll write paroches so that you can see it. There are various parochasim, parachot. So that one doesn't have lions on it. That one doesn't have lions on it. That one doesn't have lions on it. None of these have lions on it. That's a common one I've seen. It has a tree on it. Lions? I don't see any lions. Why do none of these have lions on them?
Because you were just
Talking-
slandering the Ashkenazim with your words. A real Ashkenazi Jew would never do such a thing.
Hey, there's a 770 on the parochas.
Is that a Chabad thing?
Yeah.
Yes. They rebuild that building in places they.
There's two copies of 770 in Los Angeles. You haven't seen them?
No, what neighborhoods?
There's one right across the street from UCLA.
Okay.
And there's one on Pico.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do a little Hajj.
Yeah. None of these pictures on thing have lions on their parochas. I don't know what happened.
I think you need to apologize.
Okay. Oh, there you go. There 12 tribes.
There you go.
And yeah, Naphtali, there's a thing. Issachar, there's a donkey. Yehuda, I'm sure that's a lion, supposed to be. Binyamin, there's a zev. A zev is a wolf.
A wolf?
A wolf.
A wolf.
A wolf. So there you go. We found a parochas with images, and there are Ashkenazim
who are idolatrous and worship it. Wow.
They're more below it.
Who venerate it.
Yeah, they worship it.
Venerate.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Here, this is a very traditional parochas with lions on it.
What's her last name?
What?
What's her last name? Isabel what?
Where are you saying Isabel?
The copyright down.
Oh. Only you would notice that.
Andrew's got me on my toes now.
I was looking to see if like it was in the Hebrew. I'm like, are you like somebody's last name? You're so horrible.
I'm just noticing.
Yeah,
What's wrong with noticing, Jacob?
It's a Jewish stream. We don't notice on Jewish streams.
I've been noticing the whole time.
There we go.
Much better.
Much, much better. Is that the curtain that the Torah scrolls are kept behind, or am I thinking of something else? No, that is correct. Sephardim, they don't really kiss. I've never seen people kiss the parochas. Parochet. I don't understand why this would be controversial if those images are only figurative, symbolic. Just generally, images in front of the synagogue are, I would say, in most Haredi places, you wouldn't have them on the east wall.
Some people just, try and follow the Bible, What can we say?
Chazi says it's not controversial because Chazi never davens in a Haredi synagogue. So Max, tell us something wise or otherwise.
Can you be more specific?
No.
Nope. What do you want to talk about? If you don't talk, Kirk's going to talk, and nobody wants that.
Kirk, you look great, by the way.
What was that?
You're incredibly handsome.
Thank you. Have you seen me before?
I'm looking at you right now.
Okay, thank you.
Colonimus is slandering the Or Sameach in Muncie. He says they have stained glass windows depicting the animals associated with the 12 tribes.
Wow.
On the east wall? I don't know. I went to Or Sameach in Jerusalem, so completely different.
Or Sameach is Rabbi Breitowitz, right?
Rabbi Breitowitz is at Or Sameach in Jerusalem, correct.
Schism.
Jesse, have you ever studied at Or Sameach?
I've studied in their halls. I've never studied there as like a student, like an official student. That's
Chazi
not
is
really
way too advanced to be a student at Or Sameach. No, it's
Torah
true.
is Torah, so it's always enjoyable to be learning Torah. Definitely, the spirit of a lot of the people over there is infectious with regards to, their enthusiasm, but it is sort of a different type of intensity and depth that you're learning.
It's
Or
a
Sameach.
remedial yeshiva. Just say it. It's a remedial yeshiva.
We're so happy that there's Torah being spread in the world. Baruch Hashem. I was gonna say that that aside from the Mizrach and art, in Jewish homes, what I would like to do is, in a few years, I hope to publish this like coffee table book for washing station designs I've made, but like really for clients, like just washing stations, and there's Zecher LeChurban. A washing station is where you would, we were talking about earlier about one washing their hands before
As always, we lost Fezzi. So Jules asked, have there been schisms over people venerating? So one of the reasons they still exist, you can still get a paroches with images on it, is all of the rabbis who are like, let's not do this, also say, but don't cause controversy in the community. And people, oftentimes what happens is the person who's donating the parochet is the person who buys it or chooses the design. And so if they like a particular one, they'll probably end up getting whatever they want.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Colonimus wants us to look at Or Sameach Muncie's synagogue.
So what type of things do they teach at Or Sameach?
Jewish stuff.
Remedial stuff.
It's like Talmud or
Yeah, Talmud is included.
I just don't know what's considered remedial within the tradition.
No, it's not a question of what, it's a question of how. So, yes, there are stained glass windows on the east wall of the Beit Midrash at Or Sameach Monsey. There you go.
Do you like stained glass?
It seems nice. I mean, having is it 12 windows or 13 windows that's customary? There's a number of windows that's customary to have in the synagogue. I forget how many it is. How many windows should a synagogue have? 12 windows. Yeah.
For the tribe.
For the tribes.
For the zodiac.
The Zohar dictates that a synagogue should have no fewer than 12 windows.
I'm counting 12.
I'm turning 12.
You're turning 12 years old? What?
That's right. Good night, Colonimus.
Good night, Colonimus.
Good night, Colonimus. I wonder what's happening with Hezzy's Wi-Fi, or
he's driving.
But he didn't. He used to drive and talk to us, but he didn't have these kind of issues.
Good night, Jules. Oh, he always has issues.
Good night.
Also, why do you have that pedo emote, pedo bear? Sir Memes a lot has the pedo bear. Is that? Am I wrong?
Oh,
I have no idea what that.
it's an old meme.
I thought. Okay, never mind.
4chan meme.
Oh, Colonimus isn't leaving. He was
Oh.
saying good nights to Jules.
Oh.
Chazi's back with his sweater.
Ugh, so
So
depressing.
Hezzy, could you give us the Var Torah for this week?
Advar Torah for this week. Joseph's rise to power. I haven't thought about what I want to talk about yet, but just in general, Joseph's rise to power. Well, he's such a fascinating character. And I mean, aside from being like an archetype, not the only archetype, but an archetype of Messiah, son of Joseph, right? Being just, we get to see the failed attempt of trying to rectify the world through an external body or an external vessel, or in this case, through the most powerful culture in the world, Egypt at the time. Our mystics talk about how Egypt actually is the most holy after Israel, and there was a lot of potential.
Arvat
in Egypt.
Haaretz? What?
What?
The
Yeah,
mystics say,
yeah.
Jacob.
Arvat Haaretz. It's.
There's many things that are said. God also says once that he wants to destroy all of us too. Moses has to calm him down. You know what I mean? Many things are said. He also ends up calling Egypt, our prophets end up calling Egypt Mitzrayim Ami, right? My people, which is usually only reserved for Israel. The point being is that Joseph was, really attempted to do that. We could ask, why does Joseph, aside from being Yosef HaTzadik, with Rashi stresses, right, that he was righteous, and that's why he could even attempt to pull something like this off. Having said that, we could still ask, why would he not assume that this is going to end up in failure? And the reason is, if we think about it historically, when Joseph is born, that's when Jacob decides to leave Laban's house. And the older brothers were aware of a failed attempt when Jacob was living at Laban, right? Ideally, it would have been like, oh, I could, make it work right now with my cousin, who's in theory more cosmopolitan, but then he realizes that that's not what Laban's trying to do. And there's a sense where that would have ended up being the downfall and destruction of Jacob if he ended up staying there too much longer. So he leaves. But Joseph did not experience that. He is frolicking around in his beautiful multicolored coat, and he is much more optimistic. And hence, he attempts to do this. But ultimately, once he realizes that this is futile, he does let the siblings know, or he makes them swear that they will remove his bones, right? And this is a sense of, again, like taking out the divine sparks from these places. Like at some point, you're going to have to come and take the value that we've brought into Egypt. You're going to have to extract it. One other thing that you could mull around with from like a historical perspective, how we know that they were actually in Egypt. There's this crazy verse talking about the death of Jacob. And it says that he was on the bed and they folded his legs on the bed. And as we know, our Bible doesn't just give us extra words for no reason. And so in Canaan at that time, at that period, there wasn't sleeping on beds. They would sleep on these sort of like multiple blankets or cowhides that they would rest on. But in Egypt, they've already advanced into beds. And in that sense, the Torah is hinting to us that they are actually in Egypt. And that's why culturally he is being put on a bed. And that is a little hint to let you know that they're actually there. Another version we see of this is in Jacob's response to Pharaoh with regards to his burial. Jacob is quite smart, and he mentions to Joseph to say that for my burial, say that your father made you swear that you have to bury him in his tomb. And when Joseph is talking to Pharaoh, Pharaoh's response is, you could go bury him like he made you swear. As in, Pharaoh really didn't want to release Joseph. He was not into this idea of having them do their own thing. However, he did respect the idea of an oath made. And secondly, when they ask him why he wants to be buried there, they literally make up a story. They say, Asher Kariti, I've already excavated and dug out a mausoleum for myself. And the reason they say that, even though we know that it's the tomb of the patriarchs, Ma'arat HaMachpelah was already dug out and already prepared, he was trying to connect to the idea of pharaohs building their own crypts and their pyramids, and says, like, you know the amount of effort one does building a burial tomb, you can't deny me that because I've already done all the work. I've excavated the mountain. This, together with the swearing, the oath element, really forces Pharaoh to allow them to go. So there's a little Dvar Torah you could think about.
Yeah, sure.
So this is this Shabbat Rosh Chodesh?
It's tonight.
When is Rosh Chodesh?
Tonight is the first night of Hanukkah.
Right.
Count from there, Kislev. Why Rosh Chodesh though?
Well, oh, I thought no. Rosh Chodesh is on the on Tuesday. I thought this was so. Sometimes Shabbat falls on Rosh Chodesh, Hanukkah, and that's the longest. I thought this year was Shabbat Rosh Chodesh Hanukkah for some reason. I thought I looked it up. When is Shabbat Rosh Chodesh? Because that's the longest
Torah reading.
It's the longest Torah. 2025. Next year, it's going to be yeah. No, it's not. No, I got it wrong.
I'll brace myself.
Anyway, it's not the longest Torah reading. It's the longest benching, and it's the longest Shabbat's davening because it has Al Hanisim and Yalla V'Yavo. And you bring out 3 Sifrei Torah. Is it 3 Sifrei Torah? No, it's still 2 Sifrei. Or is it? That's when you bring out 3 Sifrei Torah. Yeah, the Haftarah, you read a Haftarah for you read Maftir for Rosh Chodesh, and you read the Haftarah for Hanukkah, I believe.
It's a celebration.
It is a celebration.
A jubilation. Elijah, do you like these weekly portions? Or are you waiting for Moses?
I haven't read a weekly portion in years.
Is Elijah Jewish?
No.
He just spent several years pretending.
Just for a joke.
Okay, so yes, he is Jewish.
No.
No, he's not.
Okay, I thought you were.
I'm not like Peter. I'm not just because I have this hair. All right.
Okay, so not a Jew.
Not a Jew.
Not a Jew.
Hezi, can I ask your opinion on something as an Israeli?
Sure, but do Israelis like continental philosophers?
No, it's do you know who the work of a public intellectual named Bernard Henry Levy?
No, I do not.
Okay, I asked
Illuminate.
because he's a French public intellectual, and he wrote a book called Israel Alone, and he's been referenced a lot in recent Israel discussions.
Again, what name did you say?
Bernard Henry Levy.
No.
He is a continental philosopher, but that's not why I bring him up. I bring him
No,
up
if Chezi hasn't heard of him, he's obviously not very important.
I don't know about that. I'm the barometer. I have not heard about him, but has he said something that was interesting to you, thought-inducing?
So, yeah, he seems to. So I think a man named Alan Finkelkraut started the Center for Levinasian Studies at some university in Israel, and Bernard Henry Levy basically integrates, his Jewish heritage with continental philosophy, but the main thing he's known for is publicly defending the West against totalitarianism and against the pro-Hamas demonstrators.
Kirk, first of all, I'll start with saying, I think it's amazing that you're into all this stuff. And I think you should continue reading and learning about these things. That's number one. Number two, this, on the other hand, as you're asking me about this, I was thinking about this because my conversation with Gilad, just about things going on in Israel. While I'm engaged in this little corner, as many, and these are all things that are on my mind as well. The end of the day, once this phone goes off, there's wife, kids, work, life, that all demand a tremendous amount of attention.
I understand,
and now
but you still have some time for
these are the
politics.
years. I know. I'm just saying. I'm not complaining. I'm being aware of the fact. I'm self-realizing that there's the day is limited. It's hearing you talk about these things reminds me of many years ago in my early years in yeshiva when there is zero responsibility. As my father told me when I went to yeshiva, says, Chazi, the Torah is called an ocean of Torah. You have no responsibility to come home for Shabbat. Obviously it's nice if you call your mother and I, but I'm not pressuring you right now to do anything besides learn. Don't do anything else. Just as your only sole objective. Drowned in it. And when I hear you ask these questions, I realize how free you are to swim in all these waters. And I think that's great. But unfortunately, on many of these topics, I won't be able to answer you because I just simply have not had the time to learn about those things.
I understand. You seem like a very educated person.
Nah, he doesn't know
Yeah.
very much.
It's all the sweater. But take advantage of it. Really, Kirk. Max, what about you? What are you thinking? What are your portion contemplations?
Yeah, Max. What's your Devar Torah? Uh-huh.
I don't know if I have one. I'm not prepared, but I'm getting more into learning lately. Like I've been taking Kollel classes 3 days a week.
What classes?
It's at a Kollel. I'm like taking my first Gemara class.
Ooh, wow.
And I'm doing a Chavrusa, learning about a Sharei Halacha. And
who are you learning with?
Some local rabbis who are well known for teaching people down here. Like, I don't know if you're connected at all with the LA community.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Okay, and you started this process, and so far you've been enjoying it?
Yeah. It's I haven't been exposed to this stuff before. I never had those years at yeshiva that you talk about. Like I'm seeing what I can do to make up for. It's not even to make up for lost time, just because I didn't grow up in that culture.
This is very much in line with Rabbi Akiva. He's very depressed, and he tells his wife, like, I'm basically like a fool. Like, how am I ever going to be able to learn? And he looks at this stone, and he realizes that there's like this hole in the stone from the water. And he says, even though the stone is solid and the water is soft and weak, if it's consistent, if it keeps on dropping, eventually it will make a hole through the stone. Right? So, like, yes, it is true that with regards to like neuroplasticity, those years have passed. Having said that, there's this idea that the little, not the cleft lip, but the little what's the name of it right now? The thing you have right over your lip. We say, like, where the angel taps you before you're born. And the reason he taps you is he's learning Torah with you, with your soul, for 9 months. And then as you're about to be born, he flicks you so you forget it. However, the idea is that when you're learning Torah, you're always relearning it for the second time because you've already learned it once before, and your subconscious is aware of this. And that's why a child's subconscious, this is also an idea that they speak about in the parable of the 7 beggars. It goes through these different individuals, and there's different ages, and they all talk about what they remember, and they give this different example. I remember the tree, referencing the Garden of Eden. I remember the tree being the seed, and then basically the youngest child says, "I remember nothing," and they're being spoken by this great eagle. It has its own symbolism, but ultimately he says that he's the one that wins, basically, this child, because he realizes that I don't even remember because before I was born, I was one with God. And there's this song I can't even go back to remember, but realizing that there's a soul in you, Max, that is eternally tethered and connected to Torah and God. So fear not. These things will come to you, even if they take longer.
Yeah, I have had moments in learning where something like a deja vu moment, or you said learning twice.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's nice.
But then just I work full time, and then a couple days a week I go to this library that's very noisy with all these tables of people learning different things, and I'm with this group of guys, and we're talking about like animals, and like if someone's pulling an animal or if something's riding an animal, like who has a better claim on the animal. And
this is a Jewish library?
Yes. And if you're pulling an animal and there's an item on top of the animal, do you own the item now? It's just
This is like, yeah. Which Gemara is this?
Baba Metzia.
Baba Metzia.
The
Yeah, this
Babas
is one of the
are
most
the
famous.
longest.
Yeah. Well, they're the hardest.
And I guess part of me is just standing outside it, saying this is I don't know, perhaps a strange use of my time, or maybe not what I would have expected.
I mean, to be fair, one doesn't have to dive into those topics when they're learning, right? I understand that's what the rabbi is curriculum is teaching right now, but you know, it's vast. There's plenty to learn. I would recommend potentially, if possible, you joining the new stream of Ramchal, Mesilat Yesharim with Jacob and Ben.
Is that public?
It is public.
We just started it today, but Max is getting maxed up with live learning. I don't want to take up his live learning time with.
Well, he's still learning Torah.
Stuff. It's better if he does it in real life in a Beit Midrash, as opposed.
I would just say though, be aware of your interest level. Like, it's not that I don't think it's great that one is learning Talmud. I just worry sometimes that if the stress is on that might end up being a hindrance for you appreciating some of the sweet honey Torah that is offered. And it's not because Gemara Talmud isn't sweet honey Torah. It's just the feeling, you know, enjoying the fruits of your labor in Talmud is a much longer road. And connecting it, sometimes it could sound very abstract. Like, you know, yes, I think it would be a much better job for us as Jews if we realize why even the question of whether or not, if the item was on top of the cow, who owns it, ultimately that too leads us to rectification of the world. However, it's hard to needle. Don't.
We are losing Chazi again. What he's saying is it's hard sometimes to connect to these esoteric topics, and he wants to make sure that you also connect when in your learning with the ethical principles and the practical stuff. Right, Chazi? I think that's what he's trying to say. Colonimus says, by the way, has anyone here ever read Horeb by Rabbi Shimshon Raphael Hirsch? I haven't read it. I'm pretty sure Yosef is a big fan. I mean, it is known as his magnum opus. So, Max, have you read Horeb?
No, but I have been coming across Rabbi Hirsch everywhere.
He's very
Rabbi
popular.
Hirsch one of the founders of modern Orthodoxy?
No, he is the person who came up with the term Orthodox Judaism. Before Rabbi Hirsch, it was just Judaism.
Well, Orthodox Judaism is just Judaism.
Correct, but yeah, we started being called Orthodox Judaism. Yeah.
I recently picked up this book of his, based on his work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is not a book to sit and read, but it's a dictionary. It's Hebrew roots, and then he includes all these analogous words for each root, where it's like similar words that he's tying their meanings together.
I think he's also the one who came up with Torah Mederech Eretz as a kind of tagline and motto.
Yes.
So, yeah. Very, very popular guy. I did not know about the Dura Europos synagogue. Apparently, ISIS destroyed it, which is sad. But apparently also Yale University excavated everything there and took it home with them, which is the right thing to do in the Middle East. Because otherwise, if you leave it in Arab hands, they'll just destroy it.
This is not because he's Jewish. This is actually because he's Persian.
You are so right about that. His 19 letters are also very well known, and according to Colonimus, excellent. Colonimus, I don't know how you stay up so late and watch my stuff this late. You're like in New York. I guess there's not much nightlife in Williamsburg.
Do Hasidim even daven shopper sometime?
Yeah, what time do you daven shachris, Colonimus? You don't sleep?
Oh,
He's
one of those
I need my sleep. I sleep way too much. Well, not too much, but I need. If I don't, wow, that's very little sleep. Yeah, if I don't get at least 8 hours, I'm just not functioning.
What a guy. 20 hours a day.
Yeah.
So much room for activities.
You could be teaching Horeb on my channel. Colonimus, come on, let's do it.
Yeah.
You can wear a mask like Elijah does.
There you go.
You don't even have to show your face. I'm sure he has a Yiddish accent.
There you go.
New York Yiddish accent. Work. What's work?
What is work?
I was talking to my parents yesterday, and my mom's like, "You should go work with Max." Like, it's a really far away.
How many hours a day do you spend commuting? Like 2 hours or 1.5?
Yeah, 1.5. It's like 45 minutes. And I just switched to 410, so my commute back is shorter. But that's boring to talk about.
Because you have a funny hat.
So here, I will show you Satmar Hasidim. Although he said he doesn't wear long, he only wears long on Shabbat.
Okay.
So since he's not married, he doesn't wear a shtreimel yet. So, pictures of Satmar Hasidim. So I'm guessing you wear one of these bowler hats, right? And he wears shorts, but I'm guessing he does have a beard and long payas like Satmar Hasidim often do. Although I'm guessing you wear your payas up. Do you wear your payas up or wear them down? And hopefully he's been able to grow a beard.
Who are you talking about?
Colonimus. He's a Satmar Chassid. So quite likely, Colonimus looks very much like this guy on the right here.
There you go. What is he?
He has a beard, but he wears his payas up, so you won't see his payas. No shtreimel. Yeah.
There you go. He says he doesn't have an accent, but I'm sorry to tell you, all New Yorkers have an accent.
All New Yorkers have an accent. Yes. So even if you just sound like a normal New Yorker, you have an accent. Yeah. So, and I'm guessing that yes goes for the bowler hat. So he wears a bowler hat, not a fedora, I'm guessing. So
he has internet.
What?
And he has internet.
That's usual.
I follow the Satmar Twitter feed.
Satmar does have a Twitter feed, yes. Satmar has an official Twitter feed, which is the surprising part.
Which one?
What? Satmar headquarters.
Yes.
Oh. Well, I think the rift is pretty much healed, hasn't it, Colonimus?
What rift?
When Rav Moshe passed away. His two sons, there was one in Eretz Yisrael and one here in the United States. Yeah, the fight is over.
Okay. Are they going to build the synagogue then finally?
What synagogue? He knows more about this stuff than I do. Which side clearly won? Well, if one side won, then yeah, they're going to do whatever that Rebbe says. Okay, so the rift is over. I didn't even.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Moshe Yol had sons, and they were fighting, and now they're better.
Apparently, one side won. That's the best way you can do it.
Wani widi wichi, as they say.
Yeah.
Sophomore has nothing on Chabad when it comes to style.
Style?
You think Chabad is stylish? Ugh.
The nigunim, the beards, the fedoras. I like it.
I have no idea what you're talking about. The fedoras is just because Chabad. Yeah, so apparently Reb Zalman won out, I guess.
I don't know of any nigunim that Satmar has that are better than Chabad nigunim.
Okay, this is not appropriate. Whatchamacallit. Reb Aaron. Okay, apparently won. But I might be biased. Yol had a nephew named Moshe. Moshe had two sons, Aaron and Zalman Leib. They got into a fight. Go check out some Tishbekishes. They've got some actually Tishbekishes tend to I do like the style. I mean, if it was up to me wearing a kapata or a bekisha, I would wear a bekisha over a kapata. But if I was gonna dress long, I would wear a kapata.
Are bekishes in the coats?
Yeah, they're silk. I mean, they don't look that much different from a kapata. So here.
Hello there.
So he's wearing a bekisha.
Yeah.
That kind of looks like a kapata. That's a bekisha. That's a bekisha.
Bekishas look pretty cool.
They tend to have, like, you see the flowers. You guys probably can't see the flowers.
They're like the silk ties that everyone wears, but
yeah,
like dark. Yeah.
I mean,
and what's a kapota look like?
Oftentimes wear white. This is actually Litvaks in Eretz Yisrael wear the gold Yerushalmi dress, bekishas.
So where's the kapotas?
A kapata is what Chabad Hasidim wear. What? There we go. Okay, so that's here. This is a Chabadnik wearing a kapata.
I mean, both bekishas and kapotas look good, but the bekishas look better.
I agree. I mean, if it was up to me, I would prefer. And I actually like Spodeks more than I like Strymals. But I mean, Spodek. So a Spodek is the tall.
F you, Google.
These are not here. This is the Ger Rebbe wearing a Spodek. Rav Bullman wore a Spodek.
So they can be shorter than the Strymals?
No, they're actually taller than the Strymals. They're not as wide. And Strymal.
Actually,
These are cheap
Strymals look
Strymals.
better. I don't know.
I like Strymals, but yeah.
You should be wearing what's it called, a thou?
In Chabad, only the Rebbeim ever wore Strymals, but the Rebbe never wore a Strymal. So
there.
So yeah, Hasidim tried buying the Rebbe a Strymal, and he wouldn't wear it.
Because he had style, man. Style.
The Rebbe he wore shorts for many years.
He didn't wear a kippah in Berlin.
Yeah. What? How dare you? How dare you? I've got a nice one with a flower design on it. There you go. Silk is mad expensive. Most are made from polyester these days. Really? Interesting.
I would imagine silk would be very expensive.
Check out the Bubba Rebbe. He's got some style. Okay, let's.
When I said style, I didn't mean in terms of like clothing. I meant in terms of like the nigunim and the customs.
There you go.
Oh yeah, the Bubba Rebbe wears blue.
He wears blue.
There you go.
He's styling.
Is this the current Bubba Rebbe?
Have you ever had payos? Payos?
No. Chabad doesn't wear payas. Wow, he looks so much like Rabbi Eilish.
I've actually seen some Chabad children with payos.
Yeah, children, because they don't have a beard. Why did I think that looks like... No, that's not Rabbi Eilish. There's Rabbi Eilish.
Mm.
Yeah.
All Ashkenazi Jews look the same. Huh?
No, of course not.
I thought I remembered Rabbi Eilish wearing his payas round, but I guess he didn't.
I like the curl payos.
Yeah, me too. So, according to the Kabbalah, you should not allow your payas to mix with your beard, and that's why some people curl them, some people wear them behind their ears, and some people wear them up. Do you wear your payas up on Shabbos too?
I don't see why that would be prohibited if it's on your body.
What do you mean?
Like, why would it be prohibited to wear it up on Shabbos?
It's not prohibited. I didn't say it was. I just
Okay.
asked him if he wears it up on Shabbos or not.
Okay.
Some people wear them up during the week and wear them down on Shabbos and Yom Tov. Yes, it was cold in Europe. Now we have whole communities wearing fur hats and spending tremendous amounts of money on them. You know, in Ger, you're not allowed to spend more than, I think, either $600 or 600 shekel on a spodek. It has to be fake fur, unless you inherited it from family. You're not allowed to. Yeah, Streimlach started 2000 and go up. I've heard of 12,000 and more. Yeah.
Max, have you ever worn a shtreimel?
What?
I recently went to a tish with the Biala Rebbe.
The Biala Rebbe.
Who's the Biala?
Well, one of them.
I said, have you ever worn a shtreimel, Max?
Not even once.
No, he grew up in the Bay Area. They wear
He's
straw
not.
hats.
He's not. So the Rebbe is the grand rabbi of a Hasidic dynasty. Each Hasidic dynasty has a Rebbe, and
Except for modern Chabad.
Well, here's Hashem. Soon we will have another Rebbe. I don't know if you guys here. I'll show you what got me excited this recently.
I'd like to see the Yanuka become the next Chabad Rebbe. That'd be cool.
Exactly. Thank you. So let me see if I can find this for you guys. This is.
Oh my God.
This is the Yud Tes Kislev celebration in Kfar Chabad. And there's the picture of the Rebbe and the altar Rebbe. This is the main celebration of Yud Tes Kislev in Kfar Chabad. Like, this is the place. And this is the Yanuka talking. And he made a Siyum Montanya. And then he played Arba Bavos. And it was beautiful. And everybody loved it.
And everyone clapped.
And everyone clapped. Nobody clapped. Well, there's the Rebbe clapping. So
Is this Hava Nagila?
we love a chas.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
Arba Bavos, you silly man. The Ger Rebbe threatens to put on a jar of the prices if the prices got out of hand. At least
I'm
that's what
also
I
not a
heard.
man yet.
You mean a ban? Yeah. There are literally thousands of Hasidic courts.
Thousands?
But
Protestantism.
yes, there because like when I was in Jerusalem, there was a rabbi from the Hornstipler from Horns the Hornstipler whatchamacallit
Dynasty?
yeah, a dynasty who had he was his own, he had his own synagogue, and I used to go on Thursday nights mishmar to him, and he was a in Chabad they refer to them as Rebelach, as little rabbis, little rebbes, and they're great people. And so there are small Hasidic dynasties. There's lots of small Hasidic dynasties. And then there's, I don't know, about a dozen large ones. Yeah, Satmar is by far the largest, depending on how you
I
count.
thought Chabad was.
No, Chabad is
The loudest.
5 or 6 largest, I guess.
Oh, that's surprising. I thought it was infamous for being.
No,
very-
no. If you're only counting Anash, if you're only counting actual people who would be considered Anash,
What's the
Anshe Shlomenu, people of our peace, literally. But people who dress Chabad, who go to Chabad synagogues, send their kids to Chabad schools, keep all the Chabad minhagim, right? Not just anybody who goes to a Chabad synagogue.
Oh, so basically, the Chabad's popularity is mostly with non-Chabadniks.
Yes. Yes.
Like Max.
Like Max. Like Jacob. I wouldn't be counted as a Chabad Chassid.
Ever?
I've never been counted. I was never included in Anash. Maybe if I had gotten married, I would have been included in Anash. Really, you end up in the Anash directories when your kids go to a Chabad school. And go to like a serious Chabad school, not the Gan camp, not Gan Yisrael Chabad schools. No, they don't have different theologies. They have different traditions. They often have different ways of dressing. Like you can often tell the difference between one Hasidic dynasty and another by details of their clothing.
Yeah, it's like traditions, clothing, food.
And especially with the larger Hasidic dynasties, there tend to be certain books that were written by their rabbis, which are studied in those particular places.
So what things they consider kosher, right? Like which kosher agencies?
A lot of the larger ones have their own kashrut, and try to buy, especially when it comes to meat, they try to buy meat that was slaughtered from their own slaughter.
The only thing I would add is when it comes to different theologies, I mean, they all share the fact that they're Orthodox and Hasidic, but there are different emphases in regards to certain things. Like, for example, Chabad is big on intellectual Hasidim, and Satmar is very famously anti-Zionist. There's like slight emphases theologically here and there. I don't know if that's true for every Hasidic dynasty.
Do you think Chezi is the dye merchant of this little corner?
The what merchant?
The dye merchant. You know that guy on Twitter who does the post about suits?
No.
You don't know who that guy is?
I do not.
Oh my god. There's no way you haven't come across one of his posts.
I have no idea who you're talking about. You spend even more time on Twitter than I do.
You need to get off of Twitter. It's gonna rot your brain.
We'll probably get 10K likes every time we post. How have you not seen it?
So what if he gets lots of likes? Lots of idiots get lots of likes.
All right. Whatever. Yeah.
Chazi, wearing a double covering, wearing a nice hat is a like.
Why are you so mad?
On Shabbos, I think is a beautiful thing.
Why don't you reappropriate the what sudras, right? Like those other people. That seems like something.
The what?
The sudras.
What are the sudras?
SUDRAs, right? They're like the little like head wrap.
Oh, like.
Yeah, I mean, why wear a yarmulke, right? That's a headdress of galut. Wear a sudra.
I mean,
appropriate. For
okay, you want to see style. I mean, nobody beats.
There you go.
Nobody beats Rav Ovadia in style. I mean, come on.
And the sunglasses.
Well, I mean, that was because his eyes were weak, but yeah.
He's chilling, bro.
I actually davened by him on Shabbat, and he was just wearing a normal long coat. He was wearing a.
He was incognito.
It was at his house. He was definitely not incognito. Everybody knew who he was.
Is Rav Ovadia a nice guy in real life?
You think that Jacob like knew him personally?
Beside that, Kirk, like, what kind of question is that to ask of a great rabbi? Was he a nice guy? He was one of the most prominent rabbis in the world.
Oh, yes.
Like,
just give me space.
Moses definitely wore a Strymol.
Moses definitely wore a Strymol.
That's, I mean,
yeah.
You gotta watch what you say.
If Moses were alive today, he'd be doing full Strymol, full Bekisha.
Moses definitely wore long. He may have worn long like the Ben Ish Chai wore long, but he definitely wore long.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's why.
Did Moses curl his payas?
The turban that the Ben Ish Chai wore. Here.
There you go. That's what I want to see next time Chazi comes on stream. He needs to be wearing that. And
dressed like the Ben Ish Chai.
Exactly. When he's dressed like the Ben Ish Chai, I know Galut has ended. That's how we know.
You know that Tzemach Tzedek also wore white on Shabbos. I think the Ben Ish Chai wore white on Shabbos.
There you go. Did you know that the modern suit is only less than 200 years old?
I actually heard white on Shabbos is considered to be a Kabbalistic custom.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Kabbalah.
It is.
I think Moses would curl his payas.
Yeah.
If you say so. If you say so. Moses definitely wore a Strymol.
By the way, do Hasidim prefer sweet wine? Or do they prefer like the finer wines?
Kirk,
they prefer hard liquor.
You should. I'm thinking it might be a good time for you to go to bed.
It's little Nacht break. Just
good night, Kirk.
Study some math.
Yeah, studying math is good. Have you been studying your math?
Well, yes, for school, but it's again.
Read ahead. I've never in high school we never finished the book. So go to the back of the book, right? Start with the final chapter and learn that, and then move backwards.
He is right about that. Good night, Kirk.
May I choose the subject?
Yes.
Have you ever visited Rabbi Yitzi Horowitz?
Yitzi Horowitz doesn't sound familiar. Who's Rabbi Yitzi Horowitz?
Chabad Shliach who has ALS.
No, I did not know it.
Oh, maybe you don't know about him, but he has severe ALS.
Mm-hmm.
He's here in Los Angeles. He's quite bedridden. He can only move his eyes.
Oh. Yitzi Horowitz. Oh. Here is an article about him on the Jewish Journal. A few words with Yitzi Horowitz. The miracle of Yitzi Horowitz is that ever since he was diagnosed with ALS in 2013, he has squeezed every little ounce of life that has been afforded to him. Yeah. Interesting. No, I had not heard of him. I did not know anything about him.
Yeah, just I went to visit him recently with that neighbor.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
And part of that story is, I guess previously he had recorded some music, and they found one of his songs on an old hard drive, and then they got a bunch of like prominent Jewish singers to. They did like a "We Are the World" style music video of this song, "Shine a Little Light."
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know about him. Kalonimus says, honestly, had I stayed longer when I was in yeshiva, probably wouldn't have come back. Come back where? Oh, you mean to the United States? Okay, I'm like, what is he saying? What is the difference between Haredi and Hasidic? You want to answer that, Max?
It's the same, no?
Yeah, basically. I mean, the Hasidic movement is mostly considered Haredi. Haredi are the ultra Orthodox, is what people call them, but we don't like that. And Hasidim generally, I mean, tends to be, although some people wouldn't really call Chabad so Haredi, but they are. Yeah, depends.
They definitely meet the definition.
I think so.
No, you think your daughter is good enough for Moshe? Oh my god. This one is good.
You've heard the famous joke, a very pious Jew passes away, and he gets up to Shemayim, and they say, "Oh, you are so pious. We're going to sit you between Avraham Avinu and Moshe Rabbeinu." He's like, "Wow." So he takes his seat between Moshe Rabbeinu and Avraham Avinu, and they start serving food. And he turns to Avraham Avinu, and he says, "Do you know the mashgiach? Do you know who's supervising the kosher?" And some people end the joke there. I think I heard somebody once say, and then he turns to Moshe Rabbeinu and says, "I'll stick with the fish."
There you go. There you go.
Unbelievable.
I can believe it though.
I could believe it. That's why it's such a funny joke. Yeah. Max, what else do you want to talk about?
So you talked to your mom about me?
I did to talk to. Well, we were talking about what I'm gonna do once I graduate, and my mom was asking me, like, I told her I would be an ACSW like you, and she's like, "Oh, so how's his job?" And so she's like, "Well, you should go. You could go work with him to do my hours." I could, except it's a long drive, and I don't think I really would prefer to do part time. I don't want to do full time if I can avoid it.
Okay.
Do they? They don't take people part time, do they? Where you are?
It's a state job, so it's a preset job. They're not gonna.
Yeah,
They're
that's
not
what I
gonna.
thought.
They can't customize like that.
Well, no, I mean it's possible that they have part time positions. Not for me, but me dressed in black with a long beard. I had a pretty long beard at one point. It was pretty big. I did not. I was Chabad, so I didn't have the side curls. Yeah. Did you talk to Mark? What did you do? Did you just put Bede the Venerable into whatchamacallit? This is part of the bad thing of making everyone moderators is if someone decides to misbehave and somebody else is not a moderator, like Bede. I don't know Bede, so he's like the only one who's not a moderator. Yeah, you are a moderator, so kind of be careful with that. But you can't moderate somebody who's also a moderator. So that's kind of how I keep people from over moderating. Is
it's the Young God Protection Service.
Yeah. At the same time, when somebody annoying comes in, I would like for people to actually moderate them, and I also like to know that people are people I've seen before. So, like, Mark, I wouldn't have remembered you. Sorry. Although a Persian dressed in black with a long beard will probably raise suspicion in the USA. No, there's a lot of Persians with beards wearing black. I got to use my wrench recently. That feet guy was driving me crazy. Don, if you ever want to use your wrench, you are definitely welcome to use your wrench.
I'm glad I missed that.
I don't know who she's talking about, but
Probably for the best.
Yep. So, Max, do you talk to your parents about me?
Not even once.
Not even once. Oh, there we go.
Well, I mean, I might have mentioned it. Like, I moved to LA and stuff.
You did move to LA and stuff.
So, yeah, I must have mentioned that I have a friend, Jacob, who
lives in LA.
Encouraged me and helped me and stuff.
Mark wants to know who the court jester is.
I'm just the clown of Babylon, man.
He is the clown of Babylon.
Just the clown of Babylon. It's all good.
Yeah. Well, you actually got to meet my mom.
I did.
You did.
There you go.
Oh, that guy? Yeah. Oh, that guy. Yeah. He actually came on and stuff. Can you do an impression of Khomeini? Sorry. I would probably have an easier time doing an impression of Khamenei. I don't know if I've ever actually I don't remember listening to Khomeini talk. I don't remember what his voice is like. I've listened to Khamenei. We already talked about what he's reading back there.
Just a book, man.
It's a book, The Rise of Early Modern Science, Islam, China, and the West.
There you go, baby.
Third edition.
Third edition.
Third edition.
Number 1 and number 2 weren't good.
He actually read all 3 editions. This is
I'm working on the third one.
Okay. Loom. What does loom mean? I am not sure that loom means anything, Adam. Sorry. Yeah.
You guys telling secrets in the behind the scenes?
No, Kirk refuses to go to bed despite the fact it's past his bedtime.
It's like 1 in the morning for him.
It's beyond 1 in the morning. Yeah.
Are you gonna like unwrap presents, man? Come on.
Unwrap Hanukkah presents, maybe.
Hanukkah.
Colonimus wants to know what your book's telling you.
Well, I'm just in the beginning, man. I'm just in chapter 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
it's kind of cringe so far, to be honest.
So how do they differentiate? Oh, are you using that as a bookmark?
Yes, of course. You want to share with the class?
I want to share with the class. So I bought a bunch of these when they first came out because I thought it was just so hilarious, and I gave them away to people. I bought like 30 of them originally, and so these are actual euros. It's a €0 commemorative bill for the birthday of Karl Marx. Oh my god. I died so I laughed so hard when those came out. I had to buy some.
Hey, those could be worth a lot someday.
They already are.
They're already worth like, I think you can buy them on eBay for like $15 to $25. I bought them for like $3 each or something.
It was a one-time limited print.
Yeah. It's commemorative Marx for his 300th birthday, I think it is.
2020.
Yeah, it's 2018. Yeah, I bought them in 2018, 6 years ago.
Let's make an NFT of your zero Marx bucks.
It's just so hilarious.
It's good.
Like a €0.
It's pretty funny. Not as funny as Jacob makes it to me, but it is pretty funny.
And they're still going to tax it.
I guess. Oh, you guys can't see it, but he is so red right now from laughing. He's like 3 shades darker than normal. Oh my
god. Okay.
He's crying.
I
can literally see the tears.
Part of the absurdity is like 100 million people died because of his stupid ideas, and all that's left of him is €0. Like, oh my god. Colonimus says, "Nah, we can see it." The last time I saw Jacob laughing like this was when Trump mentioned the Haitians eating the cats and dogs. I don't think I laughed that much at the cats and dogs.
That was horrible.
Let's see. When was the last time? It may have been at some of those pager jokes with the
Oh, yeah.
Hezbollah.
Those were good.
I have to say, Schadenfreude is my biggest sin.
Yeah.
Like when, like I do really like when horrible people, like
Things happen to them.
yeah, get obliterated.
Or like when helicopter, the massage helicopter. The president.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, those jokes I laugh at, but yeah.
Your shin is a lamed. What?
I have no idea what you're saying, Adam. Chalom shalom. It has to mean something on its own, right? No, it doesn't. Like, why would you think that? Speaking of these pagers, the meltdowns over the fake 60-minute interview have been hilarious. What fake? I thought those were real interviews. They're fake?
That's amazing.
Who said they're fake?
Damn. Mossad really made 60 Minutes fake it. Incredible.
I don't know what you're talking about. I thought that those were real. Yeah, Haaretz says it's real.
And we all know that Haaretz never lies.
Haaretz always lies. Haaretz?
Yeah,
Come
they're-
on.
They're the best. They're the best of us.
Haaretz.
They're the best of us.
Like, they named themselves after stupidity.
No, I don't think so.
Uh,
They're just the people of the land, man.
Mark says, "Oh, fun new game. Let's all be horrible to Jacob and watch him obliterate us." Not sure what you mean.
I'll start. Jacob,
Yes,
you're a nerd.
I am. This is true. Yeah.
You don't see that? What is it?
Yeah. that is like you don't get much
Magic.
nerdier than an uncut sheet of Magic the Gathering cards. Yeah. Colonimus doesn't think that it was Mossad that. Well, Haaretz says it's real, and Ynet says it's real. So, don't know what to tell you. I am a nerd. This is true.
And so are all of your friends.
No, I'm not a nerd. What the hell?
Yeah, you are.
I'm not.
You're sitting there reading a textbook.
I'm not. It's not a textbook.
It is a textbook.
It's not a textbook.
It's pretty much.
Just because there's text in a book doesn't make it a textbook.
Trey is not a nerd.
Right.
He's way too much of a dweeb to be a nerd. Same thing with Andrew.
Andrew's definitely an otaku.
Yeah.
He likes anime way too much.
Yeah.
He's definitely. I'm telling you, people who like anime don't go to heaven.
What I mean is that the content in the 60 Minutes interview are fake. No chance a real Mossad member went on there. And the whole thing about the world being a stage and their actors, please.
That's another Mossad psyop.
Jacob the nerd needs a gimp in the background to make him look interesting.
What's happening?
Mark, have you been drinking a little bit too much eggnog on Christmas Eve? So, differentiate between dweeb and nerd.
I guess dweeb is like a dork, right? Like physically, right? And like their interest, but nerd is like someone who's smart, I guess.
Well, nerds are supposed to be smart.
Yeah.
Let's see what Urban Dictionary said. Oh, we could ask Grok.
There you go.
That's perfect. Grok, what is the difference between a nerd and a dweeb?
When I was in high school, we didn't have these like designations.
So,
Yeah.
This is what Garak has to tell us about dweebs and nerds. The terms nerd and dweeb both refer to individuals with particular social characteristics, often overlapping in usage, but with some nuanced differences. Nerd, originally used to describe someone who is highly knowledgeable or passionate about a particular subject. We'll skip the rest. The term is dweeb. This term is less commonly used nowadays, but generally implies someone who is not only socially awkward, but also somewhat uncool or out of touch with mainstream culture. The dweeb might be seen as more of an oddball than a nerd, perhaps a less about intellectual pursuits and more about being generally out of sync with social norms or trends. In summary, nerd tends to emphasize intellectual specific enthusiasm with social awkwardness as a secondary trait. Dweeb emphasizes social awkwardness or being out of touch with less focus on intellectual prowess.
Yeah.
See?
There you go.
Brock gave you an answer. There we go. Now we know the difference between a dweeb and a nerd.
There you go.
Yeah.
I stand by what I said.
All my friends are nerds.
Yeah.
Dang. What are you a nerd about then, Max? Ooh, got him. Got him, dude.
Stuff.
You were in a frat. I don't know if you can consider.
Yeah,
being a nerd
you
if
were.
in a frat.
You were the pledge master of a frat.
Yeah.
Gotta go. Bye, guys.
You're too cool and popular.
Yeah, but I was at UC Santa Cruz. Like, we didn't haze, we blazed.
That is UC Santa Cruz for you. He was a banana slug.
They have the best mascot.
The banana slug.
The banana slug is perhaps the best mascot in college history.
Colonimus is going to sleep.
Oh, so you finally going to bed.
Good night, Colonimus. Daven for us when you daven in the morning.
Enjoy your 4 hours.
Do Satmar Hasidim wear Rabbeinu Tams? I think they do. Maybe after they get married. Grizz treats us as a she, hence the hive mind. Don't read this. I'm just going crazy. Too late. And yeah, I have no clue what you're saying, Adam.
I don't think I've ever understood anything that Adam has said. like not even one thing.
Okay, so while we love you, Adam does. There is definitely a language barrier. He seems to speak English pretty well, so I think he understands the stuff we say, but he also uses words in ways that make me think, oh, he's definitely not like communicating fluently. So I have to pay a lot of attention to try to understand what he's saying. And sometimes he says very interesting things. But like it's Adam and Sandy, like both of them. It just takes so much time to figure out what they're trying to say to you. I just don't have the time to read everything they write. I'm sorry. Love you guys, but yeah, can't read everything you write.
Why am I getting text this late at night?
I have no idea, but you also expect me to be up for dim sum at 10 tomorrow.
Yeah. So
Sandy, go to bed.
You better be going to bed before.
I'm gonna end the stream at midnight.
Okay.
Sandy's still awake and should be in bed. Too much going on in my head. Even in my mother tongue, I have barriers. So I am on craze mode.
I actually understood that one.
No, Adam is very smart. It's just I have difficulty understanding him. Thank you, Dawn. See? I also feel I need an interpreter for Sandy sometimes. And then I feel guilty because I know she's saying something important probably.
Sandy, didn't you say you're trying to go to bed?
Sandy's been trying to go to bed for hours now.
Oh my God, Sandy.
Yeah.
Don't you have to cook tomorrow, Sandy? Come on.
Yeah, Sandy.
It's like almost 3 o'clock in the morning over there, all right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, huh?
I can add 3 in my head. It's very impressive.
And that's why he has a bachelor's degree in mathematics.
That's right. I've forgotten so much. I don't think I could even pass Calc 1 at this moment. I've forgotten all of my math.
I have totally forgotten how to do integrals and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't had to use it.
I mean, taking a derivative is pretty easy.
That's easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
When was the last time I had to? Even my stats classes at the end, I don't think I had to do much.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It may actually be like a good 8 years since I've had to integrate anything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. 8 years?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess in higher math you weren't integrating stuff.
Yeah, I mean, so you'd have to do it sometimes with different stats stuff, but even then, like, you would only do it to prove it, and then you would just,
Did you take the actuarial exams?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
Because I didn't want to be an actuary.
So what? Take the exams and see how you do. You would pass them, I'm sure.
No, I think I'd need to study for a month or two before.
Yeah, but you could have passed.
I mean, I could have passed for sure. Yeah, they're not difficult.
Shut up!
They're not difficult.
Shut up!
They're not.
Shut up!
Look, if you can get a bachelor's degree, you could definitely do that.
A bachelor's degree in math.
In STEM, yeah, in any STEM degree.
Not any STEM degree.
For sure. You think like mechanical engineers couldn't pass those exams? Of course they can.
Probably.
Right?
Maybe.
Do you think that like physicists can't do it?
Physicists?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, but I don't think every CS major could.
Oh, they're totally.
Every CS major.
Every CS you have to take up to linear algebra.
Okay, but
there's
that
nothing
doesn't mean
more difficult.
Just because you take linear algebra doesn't mean you can figure out what to use where with
No, there's no way. All STEM majors can pass them. There's no way.
You
really,
math guys do this.
No, there's literally on exam P and FM. There's nothing like more difficult than Calc 1. There's nothing. It's not.
I have a very hard time. I've heard that it's very hard to pass. What percentage of the people who take the actuarial exams pass?
I don't know. The early ones have a pretty high pass rate. Just exam P.
Take exam P, pass. 41%.
That's very high.
That's 60% to not passing.
But who knows why people could not pass? Like, it's not every time they fail, because sometimes you just don't study for it and you don't pass, right?
SOA exam P, average pass rate 37%.
Yeah. That's not that bad.
I think the self-selection for taking the exam, I think very few people take the exam who haven't studied a lot and have a degree in STEM or something.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, there could be econ people that take it and don't pass. That seems pretty. I can imagine that, or business people. Well, maybe not business people.
Business people. This is the problem with business, and why I told my nephew not to major in business, despite the fact he did, is the business as a major, they don't teach you shit.
Yeah, it's a pretty awful degree.
They pretend that they do, and they don't.
You should get like a degree in econ, then do an MBA if you really care that much.
And the thing with the MBAs is most of them don't really actually require you to actually
know
know your math, know your, and that's why I told all my nephews, if you get any degree, get a degree in statistics. I think a bachelor's degree in statistics is the best bachelor's degree. And if I had it all over to do again, I would have gone to Berkeley instead of USC for undergrad. And I would have majored in statistics.
Yeah, Berkeley's pretty good in math too. So
yeah,
Berkeley's good for a lot of stuff. Actually, they're pretty strong school.
My friend who is a neuroscientist went to Berkeley undergrad.
Yeah, one of my friends got a degree in environmental science from there. So
environmental sciences. Ugh. At Berkeley, that's even worse. Yeah.
Well, he liked the outdoors, man.
That's like getting a degree in kinesiology.
Yeah, because you like sports. And
yeah.
He's smart. He was smart enough.
Isn't that what you got a bachelor's degree in, Max? I'm joking.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, Earth and Planetary.
Earth and Planetary? I didn't know.
Yeah, they got me too.
You poor
Earth
thing.
and Planet. What do you even do for? Is it like a degree in geology or what?
Yeah.
Wow.
I wouldn't do it again.
Yeah. No, that sounds awful.
Yeah, some people who knew how to code got hired by oil companies.
Yeah.
Others got seasonal work in Alaska mining for gold.
Okay.
And most people did something else or more school.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of majors. And so I majored in public relations because I thought, oh, well, public relations, I mean, that's got to be like, I was interested in journalism. I was editor-in-chief of my high school newspaper. I got a scholarship because of that. And I wanted to go to USC because it was one of the best journalism schools in the country. And I said, okay, I won't do print journalism because my parents were like, you'll never be able to get a job. And I did public relations because I thought public relations would be more like less of a fluff major, but it was actually more of a fluff major. And like, that's one of the things that really pisses me off is like, I was like,
but like, were there a lot of cute girls in your class?
Yeah.
Right? So I mean, you took the cute girl class. Like, I don't know.
No. If I had done broadcast journalism, there were even cuter girls in broadcast. Yeah, I really feel the career counselor in high school led me wrong. I really feel the career office at USC in many ways led me wrong. And it's not like I think the people there understood that they were lying.
Yeah.
It's systematic. It's systematic just fraud on behalf of universities.
Yeah,
which
most degrees aren't really worth it.
Yeah. Because if they were doing their job appropriately, they would tell many of the students to drop out of school.
Yeah.
That's what they should have told me. Like, I went to a research university with like all the adults in my life telling me, oh, just go, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Which is not what anyone should do.
Yeah.
It's the second most important decision you're ever going to make. And I don't know how many people are actually getting good help with that.
I actually think we really should go back to just having a bachelor's of arts and bachelor's of science and forget about undergraduate majors. I really think we just need to get rid of undergraduate majors and just have, okay, bachelor's of arts, bachelor's of science. And a bachelor of arts is a broad humanities degree that includes some amount of, you should be able to do some amount of statistics and calculus and stuff. Please. Thank you. And a bachelor's of science degree that's more heavily into math and science. But like anything beyond that, I mean, you don't need a bachelor's degree.
look, it could be easier than that. Just put stricter SAT requirements on colleges. That's all you have to do, right? Instead of trying to reformat it, you just say you have to get at least this level to go to college, and if you don't,
forget it. You're not allowed, to go to college. You are 100% correct. But California, I think recently reinstituted having standardized tests at all.
But that's the thing, where I know, like in Denmark, I think that you don't go to university, or at least public university, unless you pass a certain test.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah. In Iran, there's the concours and stuff. Yeah.
It's like whatever the exams in China in the past, right?
Right. And actually, I think, frankly, I think we need to do a lot more of just taking tests which prove the material, and it doesn't matter what courses you took or didn't take.
Yeah.
Do you have the requisite knowledge and skills or not?
Yeah. It may even be the case that where it's like you just want to pay the college just to go there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like you just pay by semester, not by class that you take.
Well, okay. So this is one thing that I've noticed is a lot of college is, okay, let's get you up to age 22 and you do all your stupid things and you mature a little bit, right? And you also prove that you can actually spend many months of doing work and showing work habits and stuff. That's really what getting a college degree is showing. And ultimately, I think part of the reason to be a therapist, you have to have a master's degree or even a PhD, is they just want you to be a little older, because who's going to go to an 18-year-old therapist? I don't care how much Freud and Jung you've studied.
What do you think, Max?
I agree about the 18-year-old part. Like, wouldn't make sense to see someone like that. I mean, maybe I'm working with some folks with some severe mental illness. So it's like, sure, you can throw the interns at them. But in terms of someone hiring a private practice therapist, of course, people are going to generally screen for age.
Look, and your brain's not fully formed until you're 26. I think, minimum age for a bachelor's degree should be 26.
I think we should let people go to college earlier. That's my opinion. I think at 16 you should be able to go to college. I don't see the reason to.
There's definitely some people who do that, and it used to be like people as young as 14 used to go to like Harvard and stuff. Yeah.
I think that there should just be more competence checks, and you can fail up, right? Like the military, where you go as far as you can, as you're competent, and then you stop.
Yeah. No, I mean, it used to be master's degree was what they would give somebody who went into a PhD and and they were going to fail them out with their competencies and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I don't think a lot of schools fail out PhDs anymore.
Really, that's interesting.
No, it used to be like you would go, if you went into a PhD program and you couldn't pass the competencies, they would graduate you with a master's.
There you go.
Yeah.
Or you found out you didn't want to study your field.
Or you couldn't, so a dissertation used to mean you genuinely had to find, you were supposed to publish something that was worthy of publishing. And if you didn't do research that produced something worthy of publishing, you're not getting that PhD.
The use of olfactory in early modern novels.
I'm not sure you're. In fact, I am very sure, Max, you are not on Twitter as much as some people.
This is why I don't do drugs.
This woman posted a picture of herself on Twitter because she had just gotten her PhD writing her dissertation on.
I saw the story.
You do know the story? Okay.
Yeah. And I shared it with a friend of mine who's incredibly sensitive to smells. And he appreciated it.
There you go.
Well,
I thought it's an interesting topic. Unfortunately, it's just written in the thing where all the answers.
Well, yeah. The thing is, it's like, yeah. First of all, it was olfactory oppression, so it's like, screw you. Second, like, it wasn't like she was getting a PhD in physiology. She took any science courses whatsoever. It was an English lit class. Like, she was doing an analysis of fiction about.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. A little bit of literary criticism didn't hurt nobody.
Literary criticism on olfactory oppression.
I think it's good, and she's cute. So
she was pretty cute.
That's why she posted her face with her degree.
Yeah. And
then all the weird right wingers made her famous, and now anytime she posts, she gets like 2K likes. There you go.
You spend way too much time paying attention to Twitter.
I can't. And again, like, this is why I've never done drugs, because I just get addicted, and I tried to stop. I could stop, but I just don't want to. Doggy.
Yeah, these dogs want to go for their evening walk.
No.
Why are there two now?
This is Stella is Jack's dog. Jack went to visit his parents, so I'm babysitting.
The first meeting we had, that dog at the.
Yeah, he's brought Stella to stuff.
I remember.
Yeah. Say hi, Stella. Everybody's talking about you. She's like, I want to go for my walk.
There you go. Isn't this like way past your bedtime though, Max? Like, don't you go to bed like at like 8 o'clock?
No.
10
I'm doing
o'clock?
okay.
Okay.
And he doesn't have work tomorrow morning.
He doesn't have work tomorrow. Did you work today?
Yes.
Can you believe some people take off early?
Yeah, some people.
On the 24th, why would anybody do that? Do you guys have a counselor on full time? Is it
20? Psychiatrist full time.
There's a psychiatrist 24/7. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And like psych techs. That's a whole job. Psychiatric technician. It's just someone who's floor staff at a psych ward who is not a nurse.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole thing.
It is.
What do they study to become one?
Nothing.
Just be big enough to bully the.
Okay. Yeah, you go to a vocational school and you shadow people who are doing it, and then they put you in.
Damn. Very nice.
Dawn asks, Jacob, you go out walking at midnight in Los Angeles? Yes, I do. Especially with two big dogs. Because guess what doesn't happen when you're a big man? Well, pretty big man. I weigh 230 pounds. Walking two big dogs. People don't bother you.
There you go.
Didn't even have to use his AK.
Nope.
This neighborhood's not even that like dangerous.
No, but there's a lot of homeless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you know where they are, and they don't even bother you necessarily.
They don't. Yeah, they won't bother a man with dogs. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to be a female walking my dog. I mean, then you would get Anna Kasparian.
There you go.
Yeah.
And say, I didn't leave the left me.
Did you watch the Piers Morgan with Cenk and Dave Rubin? I didn't. I never watched it.
I haven't watched a Dave Rubin since 2015.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched. Well, I haven't watched Dave Rubin probably since 2018. when he used to have Jordan Peterson and stuff. Like when he went on Glenn Beck, that's when I stopped watching him. But recently he was on Piers Morgan with Cenk, because now people are like, yeah, Cenk's pulling a Dave Rubin. And so I considered watching it, and I'm like, nah, it won't be dramatic.
There you go.
Yeah. Why would I watch stupid internet drama?
Yeah. I only read stupid internet drama. I don't watch it.
Watching things is not Lindy.
No. But you know what is Lindy? Stealing other people's tweets.
You don't tweet.
But Lindy Man steals people's tweets.
Oh, Nassim Taleb, really?
No, there's a guy on Twitter called Lindy Man, Paul Psychis.
I have no idea who these people are you talk about. See, and the weird thing
you're in
is
some weird Christian ghetto on Twitter.
Unlike whatchamacallit, unlike Trey, Elijah like talks about interesting stuff. Like Trey always points to like the dumbest people on earth. I have no idea why he listens to any of these people.
I follow Destiny on Twitter.
You do?
I do.
Why?
Sometimes he tweets interesting stuff.
Because of the drama?
No, not the drama. But it's only drama he posts.
It's because he's a Zionist?
I hate Zionism. I'm an anti-Zionist. I'm already trying to get you back to Poland, Jacob. I don't know.
Me too.
You go. You need to go back to second Poland, which is San Francisco.
Second Poland.
I mean, San Francisco.
However you guys say it.
Yeah.
I saw an ad for Rice-A-Roni. Was it the San Francisco treat?
San Francisco treat, yeah.
I was like, what? How did this come up?
You've never heard of Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat.
So I've heard that people said that was like what it was called, but this is the first time in my life I've ever heard an ad where they actually say that.
I mean, it's been a long time since I've listened to an ad.
It just came up on YouTube.
Yeah. Rice-A-Roni.
That was not on my bingo card for tonight.
Rice-A-Roni was not on your bingo card?
No.
There you go. How often did you eat Rice-A-Roni growing up?
Twice.
Twice. Wow.
So Ask SF on Reddit, which is where you get all your answers, right? Can someone finally explain Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat? Lived here for 25 years, and I see no connection between SF and Rice-A-Roni. Was it a thing somewhere long ago? The answer, yes, there is an SF connection. The Kitchen Sisters, NPR, did a great but short podcast on it.
Oh my God, they just say that they're just referring you to other things.
Yeah, why will they not just answer the thing? In 1890, Italian-born immigrant Domenico Domenico, great name, moved to California where he established a fresh produce store. Okay. So when did it...
Loosely based on Levantine Pilaf. Rizvi Sharia.
Okay, so in 1958, somebody who worked at this company made Rice-A-Roni by adding a dry chicken soup mix to rice and macaroni. There you go. Because of its origins, it was called the San Francisco treat.
Amazing.
Hey, I'm the San Francisco treat.
Oh, really? Okay. Wait, did you actually grow up in San Francisco or just San Jose?
San Francisco.
Wow, in the actual city.
Proper.
Wow.
Next to all the bison.
For the bison.
As a little child, he used to go play with the bison. That's why he ended up being who he is.
You got rammed by the bison?
Whoa, 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 whoa. I was the one doing the ramming.
Really?
Those were pretty docile bison.
Yeah, I actually went to the farm where they're raised.
Hmm. Are they tasty? Do you guys eat them? Is that the real San Francisco treat? Bison burgers? You know the bison on Catalina Island are going extinct?
Really?
Yeah, apparently they gave them they wanted to control the population, so they gave them birth control, and it sterilized them. And now they are going extinct.
Wow.
Kind of like what's happening with people.
That's not happening.
Yeah, stop medical misinformation. I'm gonna get another strike, and they're gonna delete my channel.
As they should.
I said kinda.
What'd you say, Max?
I said kinda like.
Kinda
what's happening
like
with people.
Yeah. If they delete my channel, I don't know what I'll do.
Better act proper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. I think we're pretty much done for the night.
Enjoy your learning, Maximilian.
Oh,
Yeah, I can go back to learning Torah now.
There you go.
You can go back to learning Torah now. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Dim sum Sunday. Something about Los Angeles.
The thing with
Joshua Tree.
Joshua.
Yeah, so Sunday we're going to Joshua Tree. But there was something else I was gonna say. I forgot. Oh well, I guess it wasn't that important. Good night, people.
Good night. Thanks for being virtually not alone with us.